morning, gamer. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. We're on a whole bunch of places. We're on Facebook Gaming, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. You can also find us at gamingmorningshow.tv. It is the Monday before the 25th and the 1st and all the big times off and the things that I get to do that I'm so excited, which means I don't really have to do a lot. I have 2 weeks off, gentlemen, so I'm just saying I'm pretty stoked. I'm not gonna lie. How's the coffee this morning?
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, look what's back. He busted it out. It's a big cup for a big man right there.
I had to wake up an hour early to make this coffee.
He spent all night brewing coffee. Good morning, Maiko. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, sir. Top of the day to you. Happy Merry Christmas week.
You can find all of us at these destinations on the Twitter. He's sports.gaming up top left. That's Sean. Look, it's Maiko. MNF Pod on Twitter. I am Hefty Goof. You can find the show Watch GMS. We are hoping and planning and likely going to have Mike Snyder from USA Today join us at 7:25. Literally got a message like 7 minutes ago. Apparently he might be on his way to the doctor because of an issue, and so he's going to maybe call us on the way there because Mike is a trooper and is willing to do what it takes to be on Gaming Morning Show. So
that's incredible.
Yes, I'm very thankful for that. I also told him it's absolutely fine if he postpones too. So right now he's on the screen. That is our plan for 7:25. USA Today reporter, and we're supposed to talk about the used gaming market, which, you know, y'all know me. I'm pretty big into anything that repurposes things that would otherwise be thrown into the trash. So I'm kind of a pretty big fan of this idea, this concept. So
I like it.
All right.
That's fair. That's the best way to do it.
The absolute bestest way to do it. How was your weekend, gentlemen? What did you guys do?
Not a whole lot of anything. It was actually pretty great. We did some projects around the house here. We tried to, speaking of repurposing, it's funny that you should have that segue. We have a dog door for our little dogs, and we noticed that there was a bit of cold air coming in, and we tried to go get like one of those extreme weather doors, and lo and behold, the previous owners of the home kind of rigged up their thing. We found some Legos in the wall. We found some Amazon papers. It was wonderful. Come to find out that we got a kit for a door because they don't make them for walls. You have to buy like a special one. So we had to repurpose the old one and kind of get all handsy with it. And we may or may not have cut up a cutting board and glued it to fix some cracks. but yeah, so that was our excitement for the weekend.
Could you imagine, Sean, like noticing that your house has a whole bunch of odd DIY stuff that you didn't expect? Oh my gosh.
Were they any good Legos?
They were like the old Duplo ones. So
nice.
They weren't like the proper Legos. They were the big ones. So I felt a little bad because I'm just imagining these poor people's grandkids, you know, like, Grandpa, don't take my Legos. He's like, I need them for the wall. So poor
That's
kids.
Fantastic.
How was your weekend, Sean?
It was good. Yesterday was my wife's birthday, and so we had birthday celebrations all day long. We had some presents. We went to our favorite nursery, and she picked out some new plants.
Nice.
We had some delicious dinner, some good beer. It was fun.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy you all had a pleasant weekend where nothing like 30-point losses happened to your football team. You know, that's fine. You know, it's cool. We don't need to talk about it. I'm not upset about it. It's cool. Sports are dumb. You know, it's reality. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Congratulations.
Talk about football.
Congratulations to Buffalo Bills, though. First division title since 1995. And for those Patriot haters, which I am not, the New England Patriots are not in the playoffs for the first time in 11 seasons. Chew on that for a sec.
Just took a global pandemic for those things to happen. No big deal.
That's the joke, right? Is I've always said something like, I didn't want a backyard to my house, but you know, in the pandemic it's been nice to have. So had I considered the ramifications of a global pandemic and having to stay home all the time, I would have been like, yeah, we should probably get a yard. That would be really cool.
We should.
Yeah, Bill Belichick should have considered a global pandemic in all of his planning. Although I did hear this. Someone said, hey, can you believe that the pandemic started after the Patriots decided to let Tom Brady get away, or Tom Brady decided to leave the Patriots. Either way, right? Like, so maybe this is all Tom Brady's fault. Has anyone considered that?
Sounds like a curse.
The curse of Brady.
Someone cursed the world.
Yeah,
Maybe he should fix it.
Well, he does with every beautiful touchdown pass he throws for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tommy's so great. I love you, Tommy. Goodbye. Okay. We got This Day in Gaming History coming up. We got birthdays coming up as well. Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. Like I said, an interview with Mike Snyder, 7:25 a.m. Pacific Time, scheduled as well. I wrapped presents all day yesterday, and we're using newspaper this year, which also makes me extremely happy. And it worked better than I thought. I was worried that like I was gonna sit here and try to wrap one corner and it was gonna tear, and I was gonna get pissed, and then I'd have to go do another corner, and that one would tear, and I'd get pissed. It actually worked way better than I expected. And then yesterday I enjoyed Kiki Lowe's Christmas Extravaganza finale, the final one of, I think, 4 shows that Kiki Lowe did. They were making gingerbread houses. Do any of you make any, like, baked goods, traditional, like, holiday thing, or participate in specifically gingerbread houses? Because I've never done one.
We do gingerbread houses from time to time. We have one that we needed to do for Friday that we didn't finish, which was a gingerbread football stadium. We got a kit to do it, and so we decorated it the one end zone red for USC and one end zone yellow for Oregon because the field was already green. And we got that part done, but never put it together. And I think that's why USC lost.
It was your fault.
That's probably true.
You did.
We're doing gingerbread houses on Thursday.
Nice.
We try to do them every year, and then this year we've decided, because of the pandemic, what better way to spread cheer and possibly germs than to bake a lot of cookies. So we, my wife and I sat down last night and came up with like 10 kinds of cookies that my mom used to make. So we're going to give them a try. I don't have a whole lot of faith that it's going to turn out wonderfully, but we're going to give it a shot, What's the worst that can happen?
We are celebrating the portable gaming systems today because the Nintendo DS was trending on Twitter, and so thusly we have to talk about portable gaming systems. Of course, being very good radio people that we are, we're going to talk about portable gaming systems, and I don't think I or Sean we've agreed that we should say that we haven't had a portable gaming system since like a Game Gear. Or something. No, you never even did. It was me and Mike that had the Game Gear.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we talked about that.
So I can't even say that you're about to talk about this topic of the day with people who are hashtag portable gaming experts. But I just thought it was great because it was trending on Twitter, and everyone was talking about their favorite memory of riding the bus playing Nintendo DS or staying up late and playing with their Game Boy. And waiting for their parents to come in and then get caught and know they're not supposed to be playing underneath the covers or something like that, but doing it anyway because that's what kids do. You know what I mean? Like it is kind of a fun topic because it was the one thing, especially back when I was a kid, you couldn't hide the fact you were playing Nintendo because old TV monitors glowed like an explosion happening. So. Oh, there's way too many people.
The whole street knew you were playing Nintendo.
Well, even the Game Boy, because it had that monotone, had the single color thing, you couldn't even do anything with that because you needed a flashlight at least.
It's something you go get the like high caliber flashlight from your garage or something like that, and then that's a beam of light. Oh, behind me.
And it's not like the flashlights of today where they're like tiny and, really handy. They were the giant,
right?
Giant flashlights where, your mom would be like, "What's that?" And like, nothing. Just sitting here. Thought I heard a noise.
I was doing this for your security, Ma.
Yeah. I thought something was in the house.
Me and Donkey Kong were looking out for you. It is true, your standard issue, military flashlight, you bust that out, and it's sending a beam of light. People think you're trying to signal Batman. But I do remember, being able to play that Game Gear on car trips and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we talked about this, and it was the World Series baseball game, and that's all I played. Like, I was the 1995 Florida Marlins.
Wow.
I don't know why I chose the Marlins. I think it's because they had like the best lineup, or maybe it was, I don't remember.
90.
Year,
I think
but,
97 is when they won it. But yeah,
But they had like Gary Sheffield.
There we have 3 trophy systems on B.
Oh, here, I'll come over and add another. You never know.
Better safe than sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, you're in. Oh, we switched. No, we flipped. They're taking A.
There's 2 people right behind the main truck.
Oh.
All right, I got a 5th on there just in case. You never know.
Oh. They've started destroying our trophy systems. That's just rude.
It's just disrespect.
Oh yeah, man. There's only 2 left. I mean, whatever will we do? It's almost like we
We
needed
have to
to.
get some more, I guess.
It's almost like we needed to coordinate our trophy system usage a little bit better than this. I remember watching people play Dr. Mario on the Game Boy.
Oh.
Dr. Mario
I'm
was a good
stuck.
game.
Dr. Mario was a good game. They made an iPhone version of that game that I had
Did
really
they?
high hopes for, and then it just wasn't very good.
It was actual Dr. Mario, not like a knockoff.
Yeah, no, it was from Nintendo. It was actual Dr. Mario. And it wasn't bad. It's just not what I wanted.
It just didn't meet
I
my
just wanted-
expectations.
I just wanted the NES version of Dr. Mario on my phone.
Is that so much to ask?
Apparently.
No, actually, it's probably not. Your iPhone could probably be like 18 Nintendo systems at once, if not more.
I'll say 18 is probably that's
Being
if you're
conservative,
running
yeah.
That's the problem. A lot of times they try to like remake games that were fun, and kind of invoke a lot of that those fun feelings and nostalgia. And it's not very often that they do them justice, unfortunately, because they want to add some new things and some cool stuff. And
Yeah, like I remember when they added kill streaks to Dr. Mario, it was just really bizarre,
once they put that nuke in there,
Yeah, they had the helicopter in there. It was just bizarre. I don't really know. Chopper gunner. I mean, some would argue it was overkill. I mean, not me, not that.
literally.
We gotta get that guy that's by the truck. He's just tearing us down.
I got Bravo. I don't know where the truck is. Oh no, hostiles destroyed my trophy system. Right, which truck? Like on the left?
The big semi right by B.
Big semi just by B. Big semi just by B. Get your care package out my way.
There's a dude too.
Is he on the other side of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him. Yep. Okay. All right, we got gaming morning show, morning gaming news coming up after this. The headlines of the weekend.
Yee.
There's a guy behind the fence as well. I was like, Mike, what are you doing? And then I realized you're probably calling in something. Yeah.
Enemy attack kilo. Wonderful. I love attack kilos. They're great.
It's fine.
Oh boy.
Explosions!
I'm on B.
I'm with you too. We're so close. We're so close. We got it. And I blew up. But we got it. Why would you destroy my trophy system? I just got it. That reminds me more of portable.
I got a trophy system down.
Reminds me more of my portable gaming system than anything. My friend destroying it. I'm just kidding. That never happened, luckily. Only thing my friends ever really destroyed is I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, you know, all 4. And because my favorite was Donatello, I had 2 friends who popped his head off. It was sad. Never forgotten that moment. Hey, Sean, you know what I should do? I should go through my loadouts.
Nah. It's too late for that.
Really, you know, do some work and figure out, you know, what I should be using.
Why would you want to do loadouts?
You know, switch to game modes, you know, specific things, and try to make myself better.
That's just nonsense. Ah, no, shoot me.
I think we got a pretty good handle on this, y'all.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oof. Explosions, artillery.
Artillery might be my favorite kill streak.
It's a pretty good one.
Cause it's fun. Start yelling about like death from above.
Oh, I got shot. I was about to put a trophy system on B. I started to get worried about B for a little bit. No one had checked in on it. No one had seen how it was doing. Oh, I got sniped from the window. I was running toward the wall, and then as I got there, I got sniped.
Oh.
See, napalm makes me think it's the best kill streak because it just lasts forever.
Pain just killed me.
I got sniped from the
I
window.
died from pain.
I think, oh, I thought I got the guy in the window. Maybe not.
Oh. It's not going well. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me.
Why did it come out?
It fell on B. It didn't actually follow me until I ran to B, and then I think I took y'all with me.
I saved that guy's life by standing in front of him while he...
Guy behind the wall again.
Got shot.
So I did mean to ask, if y'all want to do Warzone, we can today. I had not even prepped that, so that was a question I had. All right, it's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being with us on Monday, December 21st, 2020. Thanks for being here. Checking my DMs. Still planning on Mike Snyder, 7:25 a.m. Pacific time. Hope you're all okay, Mike, though. We will hopefully hear from you down the road in about an hour from now. We're going to talk about the used game market and ways that comes into play. And is retail still the best place when it comes to the used gaming market, too? There's a lot of different online outlets, even beyond eBay, now available to the general public. So he is Mike O down in the bottom left. That is Sports Doc Gaming. Sean up in the upper left. I am Ryan. 6:26 West Coast time, 9:26 on the East in the U.S., 2:26 for our friends in the U.K. Coming up tomorrow, 7 p.m. GMT, which is around 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Copia is going to be having a Christmas fun event, Santa's Merry Marble Mania. Race for prizes. Every race has a prize. Be sure to check that out. Twitch.tv/Cope1A. COP1A. That's Copia's channel. I have a whole bunch of days of the day. Like, I've said that before.
Dude.
But, like,
Friday was bad.
today, we got some days of the day, if you know what I mean. And a company might be getting out an electric vehicle earlier than we expected. There's a new documentary centralizing around a very well-known musical group. And we'll tell you what Tiffany Haddish is doing in terms of helping kids in foster care. That's coming up later on Gaming Morning Show. So with all that said, let's get informed. It is time to figure out what is happening in the world of gaming news. Because it is the morning, it is time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. And that means that we have to do the thing where we do the thing of shipping it over to the guy who's doing the news. Here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020, and this is your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. Hope you're not busy today, because we got a lot of stories. We might be here for a couple hours. First up, out of Polygon from Owen S. Good, startup has made an Xbox dongle, and did I add the story in the news just because I wanted to say dongle? I sure did. That keeps watch against cyberbullying. Ron Kurbs's company, Kitas, has made an Xbox dongle that acts as a monitoring device that listens to online multiplayer chat and tries to offer a helpful heads up to parents worried about their kids' online behavior. It'll pick up things. In some tests, it picked up some troubling conversation among his own adolescents. No specific swear words, but taunts and threats were exchanged. When this happened, a human analyst looks over the incident and determines whether the parents should be notified. It sounds a little creepy. But anything to help with cyberbullying, especially if you have young kids that are playing online games and you're worried about their interactions with others, this does give you a good way to monitor that. So based in Philadelphia, this is a 10-person startup taking up the cause. And hoping to get their device out in the next year or so. That's it. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Killer Chambers out on Switch. Zero Gunner 2 out on PC. Double Dragon Neon out on Switch. Tafix out on Switch. Zero Gunner 2 out on PC. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning is Smart Moves out on Switch.
And you really do work harder than anyone else in Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. I mean, finding all those headlines.
Things are getting light. Welcome to holiday week.
It's almost as if somebody is like taking 2 weeks off. I don't know, like me, doesn't want to write anything. So
I at least found something. We're getting really close to episode 2 of Sean quizzes Ryan on video game history.
Mike, if you missed the very first episode, I bet you've been on pins and needles for this one. Oh my gosh. What was the name of the morning?
Smart Moves.
Smart moves. Looking. So you did a great job giving me the Twitter handle. I just don't see that they actually were publicizing it, so I don't see what to retweet. Oh no! I'll have to do that a little bit later.
There was not much out on it yet.
All right. Well, thanks for doing that. Our trending topic today, Nintendo DS. On Twitter has been trending. People were talking about some of their best moments on their DS. Being able to play it when you're supposed to be asleep. Memories of hanging out on the bus. I'm just trying to figure out, with us, why we didn't have more. Like, why did we not go? I mean, like you talked about, Maiko, money's tight, right? So it's not easy to get gaming system when money's tight, especially if you got like an in-house console, and then getting the one that you could take with you too is a whole different deal. Yeah, I'm just surprised. Like, I never had a second one because like that first one, that Game Gear, was such a milestone for me. Well, I guess, what am I talking about? I did have that PSP. I talked about that too. Having that, and I think that maybe that one just didn't take off the way it was supposed to. My favorite games to play on the PSP, though, for what it was worth, were those Lego games, like Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars. Those are fun games on that platform for sure. Because you could
a lot of mileage out of those.
Yeah, you could play them for like 4 minutes and then turn it off, and then you could play it for an hour and turn it off. There wasn't really like you had to reach a certain point to feel good about stopping.
Yeah, they were pretty easy to put down. Yeah, I don't know why I never really dove into handhelds that much. I don't know. I got my fix at home, I guess.
As I say, out of all of us, like, you're the one who surprises me the most.
Well, and I've always been into console gaming. I've had a console and played mini games every generation, but I think it was always just something I did at home. And I wasn't addicted to it enough that I needed it more and needed it on the go. Like when I was gone, I did other stuff because I was a big reader, and I was really into music, so I was always busy with band trips and stuff like that. But I had friends and we would all hang out. So I don't thinking back to like when I spent the most time like on a bus, like we did multiple trips down to California when I was in band, but we were always goofing off and doing things. I don't remember ever being bored on the bus because we were just there were shenanigans the whole 14-hour drives down. So I didn't really need it then. So I don't know.
Well, and that brings up a generational thing too, where I mean, Sean hit the nail on the head right there. Like I remember as a kid, old man rant, but like we didn't have cell phones and all that kind of stuff. I remember laying in the back of a station wagon reading the Atlas. So like that was something that you did, or terrorizing my parents, or playing like license plate bingo. Like we tried to, we drove to Florida and tried to recommend that to my kids, and it's like I just tried to make them like eat dirt. They're like, "Dude, what?" And you're like, "Yeah, let's look at the license plates." And they're like, "Why? I'll just Google it." Like, all right, so you get the whole, it's a generational thing. Kids are super attached to electronics now, and I mean, the Game Gear was neat when I was a kid, but like Sean said, I always preferred console gaming. I'd play in front of the TV for an hour or so, and that was that.
And I feel like the gap back then was bigger too. Handheld games felt so much inferior to console games. And I feel like that was probably the case until like the Vita was starting to close it some, and now the Switch feels like, oh well, this is their console and it's also on the go, so that feels totally different. But I remember playing other people's DS games and 3DS games and be like, no, that's fine for a mobile game. But
we have another topic that's been trending on Twitter too that I'll get to in a moment, but I feel like this is one of those ones that could be like a whole show, so I was hesitant to make it like our topic of the day without committing to it. So we'll get to that in just a bit. 6:35 West Coast time, 9:35 in the East, and 2:35 in the UK on Gaming Morning Show, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. You can follow us on any of those platforms like Mad Artisan did on Twitch. Thank you very much for following us on Gaming Morning Show. Today is Crossword Puzzle Day, Humbug Day, National Flashlight Day, National French Fried Shrimp Day, National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day, National Maine Day, Phillies Fog, Win a Wager Day, Winter Solstice, Yule, Anne and Samantha Day, Look on the Bright Side Day, Don't Make Your Bed Day, and Short Story Day.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a lot of days.
But that's it.
That was a short story in itself.
Right? Wow. Because every time I go into the two sites, and there's more of these sites, by the way. We happen to use National Day Calendar and daysoftheyear.com. Every time I go into there, I'm like, okay, there's no way that it could be longer than any list we've ever seen. And then this one popped up. I'm like, damn. Wow. A couple of the ones that I wasn't familiar with. Apparently, Feliz Fog.
I think it's Phileas. I think it's like Phineas, but with an O.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I think it's Phileas.
Phileas Fogg, Win a Wager Day, has to do with the book Around the World in 80 Days. Did you ever read that? No, I don't even remember it, to be honest. But apparently that is the character in that book, and it has to do with the wager part was being able to decide to take the wager to go around the world. NationalDayCalendar.com does acknowledge that it's way easier to get around the world now, so like doing it in 80 days not as big of a challenge as it used to be. And then Anne and Samantha Day has to do with Anne Frank and Samantha Smith. Anne Frank, I think, is pretty well known from Nazi Germany.
Let's ask your wife.
Well, that's mean spirited. Okay, all right. So she couldn't remember one random name that many others know. And you know what? Some people have better knowledge than others, and so I love my wife dearly, and so I defend her. And Samantha Smith was from the Cold War, apparently, but I'm not familiar with Samantha Smith's case nearly as well. But that is what Anne and Samantha Day had started because of postage stamp commemorations of both of their lives. It was created by those honoring Anne Frank and Samantha Smith. So,
Nice.
so that's what that one is, because it's a little obscure if you didn't know the rest of that. Any others? Look on the bright side day. That one's good. National French Fried Shrimp. I'm assuming that's just like shrimp and batter,
Fried.
right? Right?
It's got to be. Yeah.
I'm not aware that French frying is a specific technique to fry something.
Yeah.
Just
Or
I always called it just fried shrimp.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that terminology was specific to like a region or something like that, but I guess that's one I could have clicked on, but I figured I kind of got the gist of that one. Crossword Puzzle Day made me think of you, Sean. The source of our wrapping paper was Sean's old newspapers, and some I wrapped having seen a completed crossword puzzle in it. And so that's on the outside of some of our presents, because Sean's been doing the crossword puzzle now for like, what, 3-4 months? Maybe longer?
Yeah, since like September. So.
Are you still doing it?
Yeah, I'm a consistent Monday through Wednesday every week crossword puzzler. I'll dabble with Thursday through Saturday. They get tough, and that's also like the busier part of my week, so they tend to get not finished or forgotten. And then I usually work on the Sunday one, although it's just so long that I rarely finish the Sunday one on Sunday.
When's the last time you did a crossword puzzle, Mike?
Yeah. I worked in a high school a long time ago, working with kids with special needs, and we used to do like really easy ones, and this was like 2013, so it's probably about the last time. It was like, what is yellow in the sky? And I was like, sun. Yeah, I got this one.
Nailed it. At least,
But then you accidentally spelled it S-O-N, and it threw everything off.
at least that made well, yeah. Mike, do you do yours in pen, like apparently Sean decides to do?
Well, yeah, because I mean, I don't have a pencil. Like,
Sean's
who has pencils, right?
Sean's rebellious, man. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna put this down there, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna write in the upper left corner of that itty bitty box.
Nothing feels worse than writing on newspaper with pencil, so you gotta go pen. I started doing it with a red pen for a while, and the red pen really pops on the newspaper.
I can see that.
You're becoming quite the connoisseur.
Do you remember back in 2004 when they remade Around the World in 80 Days and it starred Jackie Chan?
No.
Yes. Holy moly. I don't think I've ever watched it. But wow.
I don't think anyone ever watched it. I think we should probably watch it.
Well, what are
Jackie Chan watched it?
what's the Rotten
Probably not,
Tomatoes
dude, but I
score?
want to watch that.
What's
Garbage.
the Rotten Tomatoes score on that? Because that'll kind of give us an indication if anyone watched that. I wonder how marketed that was. Was that like a big deal and it kind of flopped?
I feel like it was on MTV. Like, he was on TRL or something. I don't know.
Because that would have been like during Jackie Chan's second, it's not a resurgence, like his second surge, because he was well known for martial arts, right? And then started doing Rush Hour. So I bet it was
Right.
during that Rush Hour period.
Yeah, I think so, because he did Rush Hour, he did Shanghai Nights, and its sequel, which I actually liked those ones. That's a 32 on Rotten Tomato.
And I never understand. So if the tomatoes are whole, that's good, right? But if they're splatted, that's bad, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I assume 32% splat.
Oh, it's a splat for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Because the idea is you're throwing the tomatoes at the stage, and if you don't throw it, the tomato's still whole. Tracer's here. Good morning, Tracer. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. We've been talking about Nintendo DS because that was trending on Twitter, so we've been asking about portable gaming systems. Do you have any memories of portable gaming systems? Was that something you ever had, either growing up or still do now to this day? We kind of are, unfortunately, not the best source of that information. Did either of you want to play Warzone this morning? Hands in the air, if you wave them like you just don't care.
Happy with whichever.
if we're not going to play domination, we could try prop hunt, or are you still saying that needs more people, Sean? Like, that needs to be a full lobby, right?
Yeah, I think that works better when you play with friends, but I'm down for anything.
Okay.
What's a prop hunt?
Ooh, describe.
Prop hunt. You split between two teams. One team is just your regular Call of Duty player with guns. The other team has the ability to turn into any object in the map. And so you turn into a prop and you hide.
Stealthily.
I saw. Okay, there was a guy who was like a tire. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, Tracer never owned a gaming system either in the portable. Yeah, but always wanted. See, I think this falls into the category, especially me being, almost 40. Like, if you didn't have one, you definitely wanted one. You just didn't have one. You know what I mean? Like, somebody had one, and it was so cool when you got to play theirs, but you never had one. Nintendo DS, I never did get behind Nintendo DS. That's the one thing that I didn't. It's probably because it came out about the same time as the Nokia N-Gage, and that was the future. Your phone, that's also a handheld video gaming system. It's just that it wasn't an app. It was designed to be that. It had like buttons and everything designed for gaming. Dr. Chick is here this morning as well. Everyone have a good weekend. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend, except sports are dumb. The Broncos lost heavily, so I wasn't happy about that. Otherwise, I think, we all agreed. Fairly good weekend. Yeah,
it was a good weekend. Yeah,
Very good.
We had fun yesterday. It was my wife's birthday. We did birthday stuff.
Ooh.
Happy birthday, Sean's wife.
Spoiler. Although, did you wish her a happy birthday leading into the weekend, or were you planning to do it today?
I was planning to do it today.
Oh, see, this was all strategic. Yeah, that's of course. Yes.
Of course. Although she frequently doesn't. She doesn't watch, so she won't even know.
Nintendo DS flopped in Germany, Tracer? That kind of surprises me. You figured that thing would be great no matter where it was put out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because Nintendo DS been around a while.
That it has.
Oh, Tracer's talking about the Nokia thing. Yes.
I
the
think
Nokia.
everywhere.
Yeah, it did not work out. It wanted to. It really did, but it just didn't work out. So. Yeah, I used to sell cell phones, and that was the one that I used to be like, hey, what's your favorite video game? Because you'd always ask that as a qualifying question, and they'd be like, oh, I love this game. And it's like, great, would you like to play nothing like that game on your phone? Speaking of cell phones, too, I worked for a cell phone company for a long time, like nearly a decade. And one of my former bosses lives in the same town that I live in now, which was not the case because I worked in a different town. He was like an area director. And yesterday, we were trying to get our foster dog adopted, and we took the dog to the rescue, met the person that was potentially going to adopt the dog, and I'm sitting there looking at the person, and all of a sudden I just stop whatever I was telling them, and I go, John? And he's like, Ryan? I was like, yes. What are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to adopt a dog. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of a foster dog. So
I don't want the dog.
So he was probably really disappointed in my qualifying questions that I didn't ask. Like, what kind of dog is your ideal type of dog?
And why is it this one?
Have you ever thought about the Nokia N-Gage? Which is a bad qualifying question. Never ask yes or no's. Yeah, sales was one of those things. I don't know if any of y'all have this attribute. There's certain things that you're probably really good at or above average in that you just absolutely dislike doing. It brings you absolutely no happiness whatsoever. That was sales for me. It's like, it was one of those things I definitely could do. I just didn't enjoy it. That's a dead body.
Kill it again. Kind of where I was in marketing. I don't mind marketing. I really like digital marketing, but like cold calling, I hate it. It was awful.
Cold calling.
You just like walk into a place and you're like, "Hi, I know I'm bothering you, and I know that you have like 47 things to do." Especially I worked in medical marketing. I know you're dying to talk to me while you have these 46 patients that you have to get to, but have you ever thought about advertising in a magazine?
I don't do well on the phone. If my job requires me to just talk on the phone, which is funny because we all work together in a job where I had to talk on the phone, I don't do well.
Yep. Yeah, the phone thing is a whole different beast for sure. Tracy, that's okay. Have fun playing some games. Let us know what you're playing. And how are the weekends, Dr. Chick, Tracer? When you have a chance, let us know how your weekend went. Are you enjoying some time off? Do you have to work over the course of the last 2 weeks of the year? Kind of what's your outlook? I'm lucky enough right now I don't have to work IRL, if you will, for the next 2 weeks, and I am looking forward to it, which will be super fun. But we are planning to do a show, and Maiko, this might be news to you as well. We are planning to possibly do a show even on New Year's Day now. So we are not doing one on the 25th, but we are planning to possibly do one. There's one under the Tank B on New Year's Day. So
I'm off
Got
for
him.
the next 2 weeks as well. So.
Sent text in there, and it worked well.
you said you're off, Mike?
Yep.
Nice
They
work.
gave us 2 weeks off, so it was quite a Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle.
There's a couple coming to B.
Okay,
But on the subject of talking though, like I'll talk for days, but it's the cold for me specifically. It was the cold calling thing. You know, they're like, "Oh, just walk in. They'll want to talk to you." Like, I don't believe that's true.
well, and this goes back to like being good at this. I think the whole trick is you have to walk in there actually believing that, or it's never going to work. And that's the hard
Yeah.
part. Is like that was the thing with sales too. Is you have to believe that they're going to buy anything that you put in front of them, no matter what the price, no matter what the circumstances. And if you can do that, which is not easy to do, the job becomes a lot easier to do. But it is not easy to be like, yeah, I know that you're talking to me about, maybe being laid off from work, or in the course of conversation you brought up like somebody's sick in the home, but I'm completely comfortable trying to convince you to finance this $900 phone, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was a hard conversation for sure. So, yeah, not trying to look at you, Mike, and be like, it is easy. It's just that like you have to fully buy. And the best, because I manage too, and the best sales and marketing people that I've ever worked with are those that no matter what, they believe that they could just do it. No matter what.
Absolutely.
It was crazy. It was amazing, actually, in a lot of ways, to be that like headstrong, to be like, yep, no matter what, I'm going to overcome the objections. So it's crazy.
I feel bad. That's the problem.
Yep.
Like, ugh. Like I worked for a home health company and then a hospice agency. So the hospice agency was hard because you're like, oh yeah, hey, when people are dying, you should give me a call.
Oof.
So that always felt like that. And then the home health one, we're like, hey, we charge way more than everyone else. You should take these families who are in the middle of a health crisis and give them my brochure.
Well, and that
Oh.
is where like even the kind of work that medical people, talking about like Sean and those who work in medical fields, nurses and stuff, like having to deal with the emotional stuff. That's where I'm not strong at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the one who's good at being the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dr. Chick, busy and lazy. Saturday morning worked. Last day of the season, extra busy. Friends Farmers Market. I know, I saw you. I can't remember if it was in Discord or Twitter, getting 13 hours of sleep. But I also know, based on what I think I know about Dr. Chick works a lot. And so I wonder, is like 13 hours kind of a normal thing to recover from the amount of work that you're doing, or what's kind of the status quo in that respect?
Oh, the UPS guy's here. Hey.
Hi UPS,
Thanks, buddy.
everyone wave to Mike's UPS
I
guy.
need to give them some treats or something. Here I am talking about, being nice to delivery people, and I don't even put things out. I'm a terrible human being.
The one who built the A-frame house to perfection on Kiki's Christmas extravaganza stream. It is Superphonic joining us this morning on Gaming Morning Show in the chat for the first time, I believe. The maiden voyage of Superphonic being here. Good morning, and nice work this weekend in the gingerbread house contest. Oh, I didn't even mention this too when I had the chance. Sean was talking about building a gingerbread house. We kind of brought that up on the heels of talking about Kiki, and Sean actually built a football stadium, which ended up being the winner on Kiki's gingerbread extravaganza.
It was
gingerbread
great.
house.
I tuned in for that. That was pretty fantastic.
Superphonics smashed a bottle of champagne to christen his initial ride, his initial voyage on Gaming Morning Show. So Superphonic has an emote in the Twitter sphere that is basically applicable, I feel, for like so many things. It is a beautiful, lighter emote, and the main use that I've seen it for is serenading people doing karaoke on like Twitch Sings and whatnot. And that's a great purpose, right? But you could use it for like, you know, a morning show, still playing some games. We've got birthdays and This Day in Gaming History coming up in just a sec. I gotta just get this set up, getting shot from my side. Had a little power bump in the house, and so it kicked our streaming computer off the air, but we are back and rolling. I am Ryan. Thanks for being here with us on Gaming Morning Show. Let's go back to this screen. We should have video games on the screen, and every single tease known to man. Yikes. Got to get those off there. I'm in the restricted area. Let's get those off there. Hey, we won. We did it. Let's go back to this screen. Hopefully I'll get Maiko and Sean, and they'll be back, and we'll be able to talk to them and see how they're doing and all the things, and hopefully you're there in the chat. And oh my gosh, it's kind of crazy. That was a big power bump. I haven't had one like that since we've been having some power issues in the house, so that's too bad. All right, going back into the server and gonna bring the people back up, and then they can see me, and now you can hopefully hear them. And hi everybody, we're back. Gaming Morning Show.
Huzzah.
Nailed it.
So if we can win 200 to 150 in the middle of Ryan trying to troubleshoot us getting kicked off the air, we can do anything.
We can solve so many things, so many issues. All right, let me restore my tabs and bring back up the chat. I am Ryan at Gaming Morning Show, 6:56 in the morning on the West Coast, 9:56 on the East. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. That is Look It's Maiko, bottom left. Sean in the upper left. I am Ryan, like I said. We are on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. I always appreciate Star Wars references, Superphonic. I don't know if I always understand Star Wars references. That's not my strong suit. I will admit, though, one of our topics potentially today was going to have to do with Star Wars because it was trending. Apparently somebody got one of those Twitter threads where you're ranking movies, and that is always that's a big task to get everyone talking about those kind of things again. So, I mean, Revenge of the Sith was trending, Rogue One was trending. It's interesting.
Well, after the Mandalorian bombshell, I think that kind of got everyone back in the festive Star Wars mood.
No spoilers are still intact. No spoilers are still intact.
It's just exciting and incredible. And Jon Favreau deserves some sort of award.
Give him all of the awards.
He should be knighted by the Queen.
Dr. Chick says it's still pouring over there where Dr. Chick is. Superphonic, are you having to work quite a bit over the course of the last 2 weeks? So that's one thing we've been asking people too. Mike and I have kind of a pretty easy schedule next 2 weeks. Same with Sean. And Sean might to be the point too where we'll stream on New Year's Day, which will be kind of fun too. So
I can't give up. I'm off 2 Fridays in a row. I can't
What?
both of those up.
it's Friday. Sean's off on a Friday. He's not going to work. It's going to be Friday and Friday. All right, let's do our birthdays and This Day in Gaming History right now, as we do every single show at this time, although we are a little behind schedule. 6:58, 9:58 on the East, 2:58 in the UK this afternoon. Celebrating some birthdays. If you have one to celebrate with us, please throw it in the chat. We would love to wish a happy birthday to those closest to you. Jane Fonda turns 83 years old today. Jane Fonda, best known for me as doing the workout tapes, because that's what I like. It's synonymous with Jane Fonda. I can't remember though. Was Jane Fonda in
Yep, she definitely was.
What was that movie? On Golden Pond. Do you remember On Golden Pond? Anybody?
You mean the 1981 film?
Yes, Henry Fonda is in it, and I want to say Jane Fonda was in it as well.
Yes, she played Chelsea.
Which I think is she played alongside her father. So
Why do you know so much about this movie?
so this was my mom's favorite movie,
Okay.
and there's a part in there where the lead actress, the mom in the movie, you'll have to give me the third name. It's probably on the top line there, Sean.
Katharine Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn, right? Well-known actress as well. The idea is they go to this cabin that's kind of on a lake, and Katharine Hepburn's character is obsessed with the loons, and so she'll always look at, I think his name was Henry or Harold or something like that, the character name for Henry Fonda, and he'd be like, the loons! Oh no, his name was Norman. The loons, Norman! The loons! That was this line that stuck out forever for me. But this is all worth bringing up because my favorite show on sports radio is Dan Patrick, and there's a character on there. His name is Fritzy. He's a person, but he's a character too. And he thought that Katharine Hepburn's the character was saying, "Balloons, Norman, balloons." And Dan Patrick was like, "What are you talking about, Fritzy? Oh my gosh!" So that is why we celebrate the 83rd birthday of Jane Fonda. Like how I put a bow on that one. Oh my gosh! Can you believe
good.
Samuel L. Jackson's 72 years old?
I read that and I don't believe it. He can't be 70.
He looks as young. Like Pete Carroll is the oldest or second oldest football coach. No, he's the oldest football coach in the NFL. And Pete Carroll does not look like he's like 76 or something crazy like that.
It's the energy. Keeps you young.
There's no way. I gotta do the math on this one.
And everyone, speaking of Star Wars, super phonic. Hey, Austin Attack, thanks for being here, Gaming Morning Show. Speaking of Star Wars, did you know that like Samuel L. Jackson specifically got the purple lightsaber? Like that was negotiated.
Yeah, I've heard that before. That's awesome.
Ray Romano, 63 years old today. I never really watched Everybody Loves Raymond, but that was probably one of Ray Romano's best known things. When I'm in my thinner status, I get doppelganger. The only one I've ever gotten that's like of a well-known celebrity is Kiefer Sutherland, and I've gotten it numerous times, but I have to be definitely in my less weight form. 54 today for Kiefer Sutherland. Did any of you watch 24 or subsequent 24s, like 25 and 26 and 27?
I tried to watch that the Designated Survivor show, and it was cool for like a minute, and then it just got stupid. Like
I tried watching that as well, and I think I watched 2 episodes. I was like, this show's stressing me out for some reason. So I think it's the whole like the whole situation where he's like, I don't want this job, and everyone's like, you shouldn't have this job. I'm like, I don't want to. This is too much. I don't like this.
Yeah.
But 24, I really liked 24. Particularly the first like 2 or 3 seasons were really good, and then I felt obligated to keep watching it, and it just got worse and worse. But if you ever just want some good, not very realistic action, watch the first couple seasons of 24.
I am with you. Dr. Chick said tried to watch 24 but stopped. I stopped at 2, so I didn't get there very far.
Do it.
Which it was an awesome premise, because the whole idea of 24, right, was the whole series was over the course of 24 hours. What a cool premise. I just never got into it. Caitlin Dever turns 24 today. Fun fact, nominated for a Golden Globe earlier this year for her role in the miniseries Unbelievable. Motocross racer James Stewart Jr. turns 35. Flojo, Florence Griffith Joyner, the sprinter for the U.S., died in 1998, had a birthday on December 21st. Running back Mark Ingram turns 31. I think he's still a running back for the Ravens at this point.
Yep.
By the way, Phil Donahue's still alive. 85.
He's married to the L.A. What is her name? I don't know. He was married. She works on like one of the LA morning shows, or she used to.
Man, we are crushing old guy radio this morning. Like,
yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember that one time, that one thing, those people?
Back in the day.
Oh, I'm here sitting here on Golden Pond. That's gonna trend, right? Anyone? What'd you say? 1981, Sean?
Yeah.
Bringing up 81 movies.
Nope.
Marlo Thomas.
Yep, never mind.
Marlo Thomas.
Nailed
He's
it.
married to Marlo Thomas. I don't know who that is.
It's his wife, of course.
All right, looking in the chat. Any birthdays to celebrate? I don't see any in the chat, but we do have one special one to send out from our buddy Sean.
To my dearest wife, happy day after your birthday.
Aw, that's the best day after your birthday.
But
Pass
it's always
along
sad when her birthday comes because we have a couple months every year where we get to be the same age, and now we no longer get to be the same age anymore.
Yeah, Sean married an older woman.
Mm-hmm.
Samesies. There you go.
You married my wife too?
Yep, I did. I don't think she's older than me, though.
This day in gaming history, 1989, Hudson releases the Wise 1 and 2 video game for the PC Engine in Japan. Wise, capital Y, lowercase s, 1 and 2 Roman numerals for the PC Engine in Japan. This date in 1994, in Japan, Nintendo and Saint Giga Television announced the Satellaview service. Satellaview, allowing Super Famicom users to download games via cable service. It cost about $150 and was set to begin that April. Again, there was so much cool stuff happening in the mid to late 90s with connected gaming that I had no clue about. Satellaview. I would love to know how long it lasted. It might have been one of those things that was super successful and would have never worked in the US because everyone would have probably wanted to make money from it really badly and made it not work. Anyone? Do we have a date on how long that lasted?
I think it ended also in 1994.
Okay, so that one might have not worked either. It was a rough run. But we talked about like the Dreamcast and all these other things that people were doing with partnerships and connectivity. We could have been where we are today 20 years ago if we'd all worked together. Maybe? No, probably
Started in April of... this is totally different. Oh, yeah, it must have started the next... Released in April of 95 is what Wikipedia says, and was discontinued in June of 2000.
Wow. So that's a pretty decent run. So
Yeah.
we are asking you, our topic of the day has to do with the Nintendo DS, more portable gaming. Did you ever have a portable game system? And if so, what are your best memories of the portable gaming system? For the most part, our collective group here, us three, we had one, or maybe we didn't have one. We wanted one, but we never really used the one that we had. It was super cool, but we could have used it better. But everything on Twitter trended from, this idea of like being up in the middle of the night trying to play the game under the covers, but because the Game Boy had no screen that lit up from the back, you'd have a flashlight, or playing it on the bus, maybe on your way to school. So let us know if you have a memory that you want to share with us. We're going to tell you about an electric vehicle that might be ahead of schedule. We might talk a little more Star Wars because of the trending there. And have you heard about the new Beatles documentary? That's all coming up. Plus our conversation with Mike Schneider of USA Today in about 20 minutes from now. It's Gaming Morning Show with Sean, Ryan. Look, it's Mike O. Thanks for being with us. Monday, December 21st, 2020. Back in a sec. morning, gamer! Monday, December 21st, 2020. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. I am Ryan. Sean, top left, bottom left, look, it's Maiko. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be on this Monday. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. We are about 10 minutes away from talking to Mike Snyder of USA Today, a reporter, and get the input on the used video game market this holiday season. And also, where's the best place still to get used games traded in? Are you still going retail, or should you look elsewhere? We'll have that news coming up in just a little bit from now. Hey, thanks for lurking, Kiki Low. And again, can we get big hearts in chat? Big thumbs up to everyone who participated in Kiki Low's Christmas extravaganza. Mike O popped in, right? You had a good time.
Absolutely. It was fun.
Gingerbread houses. I just like Kiki Low's modern architecture. She wasn't afraid to pop open the whole rear side of the house. Walls be damned. You get open air. You like open concept. You're going to really like this. Bringing the outside in. Always good to go. So,
The openest of concepts.
look at you, super phonic. Yeah, you mentioned right before the break that you're in a pretty good shape when it comes to the next couple of weeks and time off. Hot Brew saying, throughout my childhood, we had some of the hand-me-down handheld games, like a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. With how little I played them, I'm glad my parents didn't spend money on them. LOL. Yeah, I always really liked the Game Boys. I think my best friend Jeff, him and his family had a couple, because like they had 3 kids, and then I think even mom played, so there's at least 2 in the household. And so I remember sitting on the couch, picking it up and playing it. And that's kind of the thing, too, like, I don't know if y'all remember, like, when the handheld poker games or some of, like, the board games that became, like, the little electronic devices only yay big. Yeah. You know, I think I still play those during bathroom breaks, if you know what I mean. So, those will make an appearance inside the area in which you do those kind of things. So, I play games on the toilet. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah.
I read. It's fine.
In case you couldn't get through my code.
Code. What make the duty.
Yeah, but no. And again, I think the weirdest one for me out of us 3, Sean didn't have one. That is just mesmerizing to me. So
Different times.
Yeah. I remember my uncle had some like old football game that was a handheld game, and it had like 6 lights on it and some random buttons, and I still to this day couldn't tell you how it worked. But I would press the buttons, and sometimes it would go doo-doo-doo, touchdown, and other times it'd be like wah, 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 and I would play it for hours.
Yeah.
'Cause why not?
yeah, I remember Dad had one of those too, and I played with that thing for hours too. It was like 3 lines, like 3 rows, and then you had to get the person, the little red dot, from this side of the field to the other side. So. I will say Chris M.E. did win Kiki's Gingerbread Extravaganza. I think Sean's Gingerbread House had a chance, or Gingerbread Stadium had a chance to give a run for the money if we had participated for sure. Today, of all the days, it is Crossword Puzzle Day, Humbug Day, National Flashlight Day, National French Fried Shrimp Day, which we are asking specifically, is French fried shrimp different than fried shrimp? Is that terminology used in any one region? And we just don't know.
France, obviously.
National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day. National Maine Day. Help me with the name again. Phileas?
Mm-hmm.
Phileas Fogg Win a Wager Day, which apparently has something to do with Around the World in 80 Days. Winter Solstice. It is Yule. Not Yule Day, just Yule. Anne and Samantha Day. That has to do with Anne Frank and Samantha Smith. Look on the Bright Side Day. Don't Make Your Bed Day. I think I celebrate Don't Make Your Bed Day frequently. And Short Story Day. Those are all the days of the day.
First day of winter. It's a big one.
Digital Dot Games. Welcome to Gaming Morning Show saying, oh no, I didn't get a gift. How about a flashlight on National Flashlight Day? Not the worst idea for sure. I want to get to the Beatles, Get Back. This is a documentary that Peter Jackson, the person who did all the Lord of the Rings films, has done a sneak peek of the upcoming documentary. The Beatles Get Back is what it's called, and it's supposed to be released in September, but it was postponed to 2021 because of COVID. Introducing the film from the editing room, Jackson said, This film was due to be finished around about now, but like the rest of the world has been affected by the COVID pandemic. And so the only good thing really is that we are in the movie in New Zealand, and now that our country has largely stamped out the virus, we were able to come back into the cutting room and carry on with the editing that we're doing. I actually really like documentaries in general, but this one especially interests me because I am not of a musical background. Like, I didn't love music growing up. I didn't get super like next level into it. And so even though like I clearly know who the Beatles are, and I could name you probably 5 well-known Beatles songs, I probably don't know a ton about really any band at any length, especially something that's as well known as the Beatles. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I like the Beatles. I especially like learning about the behind the scenes of the Beatles, just because I mean they were effectively together for a decade. They did so much in so little time, and not just the music they put out, but the technologies that were kind of created and popularized during their time in terms of just recording techniques and really framing what recorded rock and roll is going to sound like. A lot of that stems from the Beatles, so I like learning about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was not a big Beatles. I mean, their music is great, but they were never like constantly on repeat on my iPod or whatever I was using to listen to. But I mean, I definitely appreciate their music, and much like Ryan, I'm a sucker for a good documentary. I'll watch a documentary on anything. So definitely gonna have it in there.
I mean, see, this kind of has really close feelings for me because my wife and I have been together a long time, but there was a moment where we weren't entirely sure that we were going to be together because I had this big habit of beekeeping. It was incredibly important to me. And my wife was getting sick of the bees always being around. And so she said, you either have to pick between the bees or myself. And I couldn't tell, in fact, if she was serious. But then I saw her face, and now I'm a bee-leaver.
Not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Come on. That was so amazing. You don't even know how good that was. See? Somebody in there is making me feel good. Ooh, Keith Richards had a birthday the other day. Wasn't it Mike? You were here and you're like, Keith Richards?
I'm still, every year I'm shocked to hear that he's alive.
Do you think he's also shocked? Do you think he wakes up on his birthday and goes, holy crap, I made it again?
Wow.
Maybe he has so much stuff inside, he's just like a living mummy at this point, so we'll never. Or he's an alien. I don't know, one of the two.
You're welcome, Joel. Load Last Checkpoint is here. Fun watching Joel and Ben record their episode last night. You can find Load Last Checkpoint, the final Checkpoint podcast, coming up either today or tomorrow. Be sure to follow them at thegamefanatics.com. He is the Joelness on Twitter. Keith Richards died 20 years ago, but nobody told him. It's like, seriously, Keith, it was a good run that you had. And Keith's like, I'm still here! What are you doing? My gosh. Yeah, the Beatles definitely, it'd be interesting. And plus, I mean, Peter Jackson does pretty good work. All things, again, I'm not a film critic by any means, but the best thing that the Lord of the Rings movies gave me was, like, it was beautiful. The movies were just, like, there was so much cool stuff happening. I couldn't take the length. Like, that was, the Squirrel Syndrome couldn't survive the hours that it required to get focused in on those, so, yeah. What? You've heard that joke before? No, I think I made that up on the top of my head.
Are you his dad?
That's the son? Is that you? We're buying time to the interview at 7:23, so we're going to cut out here in a sec, get set up for the interview with Mike Snyder from USA Today. We're going to talk about the used video game market in just a bit. 10:23 on the East Coast and 3:23 in the UK. Come back to me, son. I miss you.
Have I told you my new favorite Christmas joke?
No, but it's perfect time to tell me.
So Mariah Carey's hanging out with her family for Christmas, and her family all pitched in on this gift, and they give her this envelope, and she opens it up and she looks at this piece of paper, and it's a deed for an undeveloped piece of real estate. And she goes, I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Oh, okay. It
Yeah.
stops
It's
there.
the song.
Yep.
It's
yep.
the song.
That was solid. I'm proud of you. That is a good one for sure. All right, stick around. 1 minute away, we're going to talk to Mike Snyder, USA Today on Gaming Morning Show. Stick with us. All right, Gaming Morning Show continues as we are proud to welcome in Mike Snyder joining us from USA Today and making a little bit of an audible. And Mike, certainly appreciate you still taking the time to join us on Gaming Morning Show today. Let's talk about the used game market. That's the reason that we're having you on today, to get an idea of what it's looking like and some of the best places still to shop in the used gaming market. First, I hope you're doing okay, but I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Let's start off with this article that you wrote for USA Today. Give us an idea of why you looked into the used game market and some of the things that you learned.
Well, as often happens in the world of journalism, an editor has something happen to them and they go, wow, I didn't know this happened. One of my editor's sons was selling some games and he wondered, well, GameStop isn't giving him a very good deal, and maybe he should try to sell them on Facebook Marketplace or somewhere else. So that became a story for me. I shop at GameStop. You know, usually if I'm writing something, I often get a copy of the game before it even comes out, you know, so I can check it out. But that isn't always the case, and sometimes I may want to go back and fill in some back catalog, and you could buy used games there, or if you need a part or you need a game right away, they have new stuff. So GameStop is obviously the first place you think. But then I looked around on Facebook Marketplace and other places just to kind of see what the options are. And depending on who you are, you know, you might decide you want to sell it somewhere else. I'm not sure you hearing me?
Yeah, we got you. So what are some of the pros and cons of some of these other avenues that you found?
Well, if you have time and to devote to selling things, which many people may have, you know, because they're staying at home and stuff, these other options might be worthwhile. It may be tough being a new seller, you know, on eBay or Facebook, because you may not have a rating. And if I was a buyer, I'd definitely want to look at a shop or a seller who has a rating before I start saying, yeah, I'm going to write you a check, or I'm going to put money on Venmo or PayPal, or meet you at the outside the Starbucks and, you know, and pay you, you know. So if you're shopping, I would definitely, look for stars on Facebook. If they don't have any stars, they haven't sold anything. Um, and then and I think you have to use. If I remember writing, you have to look on the mobile app. If you look on the website, the stars don't show up, which is kind of weird. eBay is another option, but you have to ship that stuff. And there may be a situation where you don't get paid what you want. There is protection there, but that's what makes GameStop such a great option. You're not going to get paid a lot. Like I think I wrote that. Say you have a PlayStation 4 Pro you want to sell. You got a PlayStation 5. You're like you want to make room for it. You get $175 in store credit. You paid what I think 500 or so for that originally. So you may think, that may not be a good deal. But if you don't have time to mess around, you get $175. It's easy. And what you may want is already there at the store. You get, store credit in something you're going to buy anyway. So GameStop makes it easy, and that's part of their, business. They're going to make money off of your trades, but, that's business. And right now, about half the games that are bought, new games, are physical games. So as long as there's physical games, out in the world and people have disk drives, GameStop will have a place for this business. Once everything goes digital, used games are pretty much all physical. I don't know. Actually, I've never even tried to share a bought digital game with anyone. So I don't know how that would probably be not very easy either. So, it's just kind of weigh your pros and cons. There are people who, run businesses selling things on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace, but you got to have time for that. If you're a busy person, that may not be a good option for you.
We're talking to Mike Snyder from USA Today on Gaming Morning Show, and we had this discussion about the future of retail last week with Andy Euler from Marketplace, and this idea that maybe the gaming in-store experience will have to shift, but that used Marketplace still may be a retail staple for years to come. The other reason that I wanted to have you on, too, is you had an article prior that looked at this app and kind of had another gig economy appearance for people in the video games realm. What did you learn about this app that you wrote about?
Well, so I wrote about this app a year or so ago, and it was kind of a way for you to become an esports gamer if you weren't, like a famous, you weren't famous, you had no career, you weren't an influencer or whatever, you're just like pick up basketball, I guess might be a good analogy. But you could bet on your skills against someone playing Madden or Call of Duty or something like that, and you set up an account, it connects to your IDs on PlayStation or Xbox, and you could say, look, like we could say, let's play a game of Madden and we'll bet $10, and somebody wins. So they've done a decent business on that, and they decided, let's see if there could be people who could be kind of like influencer tournament operators. So what you do is you pay, the company Play One Up $600, $599, and you get a chance to be a tournament organizer, and they'll automatically set up tournaments for you, and you can charge people to get in the game, into your tournament, make it as big as you want, and start running tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's see, I made a couple notes here because I don't remember everything. Play One gets 30%. Now, Play One Up gets 15%. If one of us, runs the tournament, we get 30%, and the half of it goes to, about half goes to the winners. So it sounds like a pretty equitable equation if that's something you could try to do. They've got some athletes, professional athletes who've invested and are going to try to start running teams. So it'll be interesting, or running games. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I didn't get to this story, but something similar. About a week ago, a company went public. It's called Skills, Skillz, and they actually had they let you bet on yourself in games, more mainstream mobile games, even Scrabble or whatever. And they think they were valued at $7 billion right off the bat. So this, amateur esports category could grow. And people are staying at home gaming. It's going to be like this for at least 6 to 8 to 9 months. Mm-hmm. This could become a pattern and a built-in behavior where instead of betting on, you know, pro football or pro basketball or baseball or whatever, you bet on yourself.
Well, we'll link those stories in the chat, Mike, and appreciate you hanging out with us on Gaming Morning Show. I hope you're as good as you can be. I was going to ask you about craft beer, and then I saw the Chiefs hat, so then I was going to ask you about the Chiefs, but I'll let you run. Would love to have you back, and thanks for trying to ad-lib an appearance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had overnight my eye swollen, I guess, and I'm having trouble. It's just painful. So we're on the way to the doctor on the Beltway of BC. I am a Chiefs fan. I'm from Kansas City. I did not adopt the local team when I moved 3 years ago, and I'm very happy about the way my team is doing. And I drank some craft beer while I was watching the game yesterday. So
hey,
I would love to be back. I could be at home, and I can hear you, and you can hear me, and I'm very, very sorry, but I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it went better than probably maybe you thought. That's Mike Snyder. We heard you really loud and clear. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. It is 7:35 on the West Coast and 10:35 on the East Coast. We're also hanging out with you over in the UK. It is 3:35 p.m. Anywhere you may be, thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. I am Ryan, and that was a lot of fun. We tried to do as many interviews as we possibly can over the course of the show. If you miss any of our interviews, you can find them on our YouTube page, youtube.com, and then search Gaming Morning Show, because we are not yet up to the 100 subscribers needed in order to have our own custom URL. Let's bring back in Sean and look, it's Mike O on Gaming Morning Show. Saw some comments in the chat. This is digital.games. All the physical games traded in. I still have a digital copy because of the PS5 digital edition. Pleasantly surprised how much digital.games got for the PS4 Pro from GameStop. Also, there's a quarterly retro video game market in London, according to Superphonic, that completely takes over the lobby of a hotel. It's kind of like a mini Comic-Con. Yeah, and then even like Superphonic talked about, the app story is just almost as interesting to me as the used video game market story. This idea that you can have kind of a side gig hosting your own video game tournaments, because I have hosted trivia as a side gig. You go to a bar and you're the host, and you're asking questions that are all supplied by the company, and you make a little side income. The video game app kind of reminded me a little bit of that. What were some of your takeaways from the interview?
I think it makes a lot of sense, him talking about the resale market of like Facebook Marketplace and eBay. And I think you can consistently get more money going through that sort of avenue, as opposed to just walking into GameStop and trading it in. But it's all the time investment. Do you have time to get it up on Marketplace and wait for someone to be interested, go out and meet them and get a few bucks? Or are you at GameStop already picking something up and you're like, here's my old copy of this game, give me my $2.
I agree very much kind of with what Sean said. My takeaway was, I mean, it's the time investment of trying to get everything done versus the how easy it is to just walk into a GameStop, know that you're getting something, whether it's 63 cents or $3, whatever that case is. But then kind of, it goes back to the whole owning digital copies of stuff, where how much is that going to affect the market too? Because for me, like, I'm a digital guy. I don't know the last time I bought a physical copy of a game. So I mean, what are you going to sell? You can't really sell a digital copy. So it makes for an interesting future. It really does. So.
Superphonic saying on eBay, everything is retail price still, whereas trading it in at GameStop, you get less than retail value, so it's a no-brainer for Superphonic. And I just haven't taken advantage of that very often in trading in games, and I think it's kind of interesting, because I think I have numerous copies of at least PS4 games that are sitting in my closet that I haven't played. I'm not well known for replaying, so I probably should be taking advantage of that, but I just haven't. So,
yeah.
All right.
And I went mostly digital only a couple years ago and started not worrying about getting physical copies of things. And honestly, I don't miss having the option to trade stuff in, because I'd occasionally trade stuff in, or I would sell it to someone, or even just gift it to someone. And I feel like nothing has changed in my mind going digital only. I don't miss that process or doing that at all.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future if there's a way for companies to make a digital games marketplace that is super easy to use. Like I said, though, that app thing, though, was kind of the tip of the iceberg. Figuring out how to have people host tournaments. I mean, even look at streamers, right? Streamers who make side revenue, whether it's through subscriptions or donations and those kind of things. This is a gig economy type thing, right? You could also then further that by utilizing an app and hosting tournaments that maybe not only help you earn subscription revenue, but also help you earn that split that they were talking about with the entry fees and those kind of things as well. So big thanks to Mike for hanging out with us. We have sports. It's actually kind of interesting. He's wearing that Chiefs hat, and he had in his bio the craft beer thing. So we have sports coming up, but I also realized we neglected to do our beer of the day in the first hour.
And we have 3 of them.
So we're going to have to do the beers of the day coming up with sports as well. We'll do that after this game. It is now 7:39 on Gaming Morning Show. There's saltiness coming from Superphonic as a Bucks fan. Were you pre-Tom Brady Bucks fan? Because, like, if we're going to go Brad Johnson, Mike Allstott Bucks, you know, that's a whole different animal. Yeah, we like getting the opportunity to play games in the morning, I'm not going to lie. Digital Doc, that's for sure. Who do you got coming up on the show next? We watched your interview last week. If you didn't know how to find Digital Doc, this is information about Digital Doc's channel on Twitch, Digital Doc Games. This is like the most highly contested middle section we've had all morning.
Oh. Yeah, Visa.
What are steel cases, Dr. Chick? Do you know what steel cases are, fellas?
Steel cases?
Steel cases, like S-T-E-E-L. Oh, they're probably cats.
Collector's Is she talking about like collector's editions of games and
Yeah,
stuff
could
like
be.
that?
By the way, the steel thing, if you haven't been with us very long, in the next hour we might play Photo Complete, which is an autocomplete game from googlefeud.com, and the best part about it is sometimes the photos make absolutely no sense. And one time it was a cat yawning, and we were supposed to know that that was steel.
Naturally.
Naturally. I mean, I expected to see a photo of Shaquille O'Neal in some body armor. You guys remember that?
Steel reference. Jeez,
Yeah, do you remember that movie?
Shaq makes steel references.
You are on point with the movie references
Yeah.
today.
2021 gonna have Gamer Doc, Esports Medicine Physician. Yeah, and Superphonic's asking the same kind of thing. Is the steel case is kind of a special edition of a game. And I mentioned this too, like that would be my solution, is if I'm working in video game marketing and everything is shifting to digital, like Sean's referenced numerous times, you know, we're going to a digital only console, right? If that's the case, then I'm making something along the lines of what sports teams have had to do with tickets going digital and finding like little mementos and things that you can give to fans when they attend a game to make it feel like they still have that paper ticket, but it's an addition.
Yeah. It gives them something to... Because I'm with you. I used to have like a wall, like a thing on the wall that was all the tickets to the games I went to, and now they're all on my phone.
Yeah, Load Less Checkpoint's got to take off. Yeah, thegamefanatics.com. Be sure to check them out, because that's where you can get the Final Checkpoint podcast. And have either of you played Grindstone?
No.
I like grindstones.
That's what Joel was playing before the show yesterday. Yeah, concert ticket stubs, exactly, like sporting event stubs I always kept those. Like, I have a small plastic bin full of ticket stubs because I really liked having that memory of going to the game. And I have a big affinity. I have this belief that if you can get to a game roughly when you're 10 years old, you'll become a fan for life, because that's really how it worked for me. Like,
That's a good age.
I was a big football fan, and then my grandpa took me to my first Broncos game when I was 10. And from that moment on, I was hooked. And if I didn't have, like, that ticket stub or some of those physical things from that game, it makes me wonder if I would still feel as strongly about it. I assume I would. But I have a water bottle from that game. Not like we went to the concession stands and got, like, a plastic bottle of water. But, yeah. Yeah, and the same thing happened Superphonic with my Broncos season tickets. Is I used to unroll, the whole booklet of tickets, and it was awesome. And now it's all mobile. So, and the perks to that, it's easier to share my tickets with other people. That's awesome, but it just makes it different. Yeah. And since we are channeling our inner old guy radio this morning, if it's different, then it's awful.
Right. Change
is bad. I remember when Jane Fonda is all we needed to get in shape. And everyone was watching On Golden Pond, and it is a very well-known movie. That's so true, too.
I don't know, when Billy Blanks came along, Jane Fonda kind of...
Oh, are you talking Tybo right now?
Tybo, baby!
I did Tybo quite a bit.
I tried. It wasn't... yeah.
I still like Tybo better than most of the, like, beach bodies and those kind of things that are out there.
We should bring it back.
We could stream it.
We should see if we can get Billy Blanks on the show.
Ooh.
'Cause I'm sure he's literally not doing anything these days.
In true old guy radio, are you sure he's still alive?
I mean, I would assume so, but I mean, that's just an assumption, so.
Oh yeah, Dr. Chick did answer. So special edition cases, there's some that are beautifully crafted. And I think that that's a great way to extend that experience, to have like that big, more, I don't know, higher quality feeling, thing that you can take with you to commemorate that experience. But I also don't want it to become that thing where you have to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, I would love it to be, because you bought the digital download, this comes with it, not making it something you have to pay extra for. And I think you both referenced something along the lines of, you can't remember the last time you bought a physical copy of a game. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think the Taken King Destiny was the last physical copy of something that I bought, and I did the whole midnight release thing, and I'll never do it again.
I would probably do a midnight release just for the social aspect of it.
you get there, they're like, oh, and here, do you want to buy this copy of the game? You're like, oh, that's not why I'm here.
I'm just here to hang out with all these people lined up outside of your store. It's amazing.
Do you have your coupon for what?
Oh, I thought, are you the bouncer? I bought
as a collector of trinkets. You can't. I mean, you can kind of see behind me on the bookshelf. I have a 3D printer, so I make a lot of things. But I also have a bunch of random things that you can like collect and whatnot. So I mean, that might be a fun way to do it. Like having some sort of little trinket that when you like buy and redeem it, you can put that up there, and it gives, or like I don't want to say a poster because I don't think do people even use posters anymore? But something along the lines of that. That's like, oh hey, I got this for that. So that's not necessarily the box. I think would be fun.
Yeah. No, I bought the Modern Warfare copy of this of Call of Duty just because it was cheaper at Costco. I mean, that was the only reason I saved like $4. But honestly, because it was such a pain when I went to go play it, and I'd have to wait for make sure the disc was in there, especially because I have this thing about moving my PlayStation. I don't want to move it unless I absolutely have to. And if I do, I take the disc out because I feel like there's evidence that sometimes like disc drives can get screwed up if you don't take the CDs out of them. I don't know if that's true, but I thought that that's something I read one time, so I've done it that way. Anyway, and because I was moving my my PlayStation from the studio to the TV in the living room so much because the NFL Sunday Ticket app is so good on the PlayStation, I don't want to have a digital copy or a physical copy in the disc drive. So. Yeah, so Superphonics referencing. At least we've all had some experience with the flashlight attachment for the Game Boy, because Superphonic had that same thing where he had to have the what'd you say? The looking light accessory for the Game Boy.
That was like $70 though.
It was that expensive?
I doubt it, but it probably felt like it.
Dr. Chick said under the shirt and under the blankets you had to go double just to make sure that nobody saw the light peering out. Yeah, in the first hour we referenced it like someone would be like, is my son calling Batman under his blanket right now? Because there'd just be this big shining light. Oh my gosh, how did I not win that one? So true. Oh, and batteries. I hadn't even considered batteries. Dr. Chick's like, I had to ask for all these batteries. That's true. Yeah, and being it, we celebrate Christmas in my house, and we got, stuff coming that's going to have AA batteries. So I yet added to my rechargeable battery arsenal, because rechargeable batteries rock, but you have to have enough of them to sustain everything that you have in the house. So...
I just got blowed up.
The panic. Switching from the green light to the red light. My batteries are gonna die. No. Hey, but we should be thankful they even had that kind of indicator. It would be worse if you couldn't save. I don't know if you could save on Game Boy to be. Yeah, just. Poof. Be hollering at my friend Jeff. Come here. I'm about to win the game. Oh. Victory! We're so good at Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Seriously. I think we should just get rid of this whole morning show format and just become full-blown gameplay streamers. What do you think?
I think we can go pro. They're teams of 4, but I think the 3 of us can take them.
That's right. It's all.
Absolutely.
Who cares? CDL, here we come. CDL PNW. What is the one? Isn't there a Seattle team?
Yes.
Yes, of course, yes. All right, it's Game Morning Show. It is 7:51 West Coast time, 10:51 on the East in the U.S., now 10:52 and 3:52 in the afternoon UK time. I want to give one big shout out. If you didn't know, now you know. Tomorrow, the 22nd, 7 p.m. GMT. That's roughly 11 a.m. Pacific time. Santa's Merry Marble Mania race for prizes from our friend Copia. Check it out. I'm going to put it in the chat. Twitch.tv/Copia. Prizes every single race. We were actually trying to get Copia on the show in the 8 o'clock hour because I want to start doing 5 questions with content creators, streamers in the 8 o'clock hour. And we still may have that happening later this week with our friend Wallstormer from Intelligame. But Copia has a really solid group of fans, and the fact that Copia is putting together something cool like having... Have you ever played the marbles on Twitch? Anyone?
No.
So it's just this really basic, web app, I think. And then you do hashtag or exclamation point play, and then you get a marble in the race, and it's all random. They just go down this really elaborate course, right? But in this case, Copia is going to give a prize away for every single person who's racing. Yeah, I've played it too. I actually won, I think, my first marbles race anytime I was watching on His and Hers live. And it is a lot of fun. And it's something that maybe that could be our community games. Also, we could add that into the rotation. This morning, in the 8 o'clock hour, for what it's worth, instead of playing Photo Complete, I am considering playing Don't Let the Person Floating with the Balloons Land in the Monster's Mouth. So, it's a game. I'll show you in the 8 o'clock hour. Oh, I love it. It was super fun. Shout out His and Hers Lives. Yeah, they had a really fun Apex stream yesterday. They're a couple Apex streamers, husband and wife, and they did Trident races. So they had a whole bunch of people go into a private server yesterday and get into the cars, and then they raced across the map. It was really fun to watch. All right, let's go to sports. And then we're going to do beer of the day. So, Sean, do not let me get to break without doing beer of the day. Yesterday, NFL games. The Broncos lost horribly on Saturday. The Packers won beautifully on Saturday. And then yesterday, the Colts beat the Texans 27-20. Titans over Detroit 46-25. Tom Brady, oh, he's so amazing. 9-5 Tampa Bay with a 31-27 win over Atlanta. Jacksonville now has one win still with 13 straight losses. They lost 40-14 yesterday to the Ravens. Meanwhile, Miami eliminated New England from playoff contention for the first time in 11 years, 22-12. If you're a Patriots hater, this is where you put W's in chat, I believe, because the Patriots will not be in the postseason for the first time since 2009.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
And if you really extrapolate that, the only reason they missed the playoffs that year, no, the year that Tom got hurt, they actually did make the playoffs, didn't they? Wasn't Matt Castle 11-5?
Yep.
I think they made it, or if they didn't make it, they were super close. But, like, 09 seems like the year they would have missed. I don't know. Chicago somehow is winning. 33-27 beat the Vikings on the road. Seattle now first in the NFC West with a 2015 win over the Washington football team because the Jets beat the Rams in LA. Sorry, Digital Doc. I try not to talk about the Rams. 23-20.
So weird.
Yes.
I think the bigger story here with all of these though is the fact that once again the Falcons blew a huge lead to Tom Brady. So, I mean, we need to address that.
That's true. We do got to serve that justice. I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I didn't watch much football because I had the Broncos playing on Saturday, and I had wrapping presents, and I had the dog appointment. It was Sean's wife's birthday, which is my sister-in-law, so we had to go over there. A lot of stuff going on yesterday, so I didn't watch much football. I was searching Twitter later, and I saw the Jets-Rams score, and I did one of those, it was cartoon-worthy, where it was like, oh, okay, what? Like that thing where it's like, what did I just see? So the Jets apparently now actually are not going to have the first pick if the season ended tomorrow kind of thing, right? The Jaguars would have the first pick, so that win cost them the first pick in the draft. It's just really kind of crazy. Oh, Dr. Chick's a Seahawks fan.
Interesting.
Before 2015? Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No, I'm not really kidding at all.
Back with the old ugly jerseys. Maybe, yes.
The blueberry jerseys. Those were interesting jerseys. Arizona over Philadelphia 33-26. Sorry, Maiko. Chiefs nearly perfect still 32-29 win over the Saints. I saw that in the chat. Saints are on a different level though. Yeah, Saints are still good, but I mean, there's the Chiefs. That's what we would have talked to Mike about. And Cleveland is really close to a playoff berth. They're first since 2002 with a 20-6 win over the Giants in New York yesterday. Scanning other things, Trevor Lawrence and Clemson dominated Notre Dame, but Notre Dame is in the CFP. Did you see this? Notre Dame was picked Sunday over Texas A&M, so it'll be number 1 Alabama, number 4 Notre Dame in the first, Clemson, Ohio State in the 2-3 matchup. Can you believe that Notre Dame still made it after getting demolished by Clemson?
I think they just want. I honestly feel like it was a producer's decision because they're like, we need the views.
Yeah,
they're number 4. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. No. It's a smart move for ratings because Notre Dame fans are gonna tune in, but I disagree.
Notre Dame gets eyes, and they're also gonna get smashed.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
Wouldn't it be something if they came back and won the whole thing? That would be kind of nuts. But I will admit, this goes back to the Dan Patrick Show, which is my favorite sports radio show. He says, if you don't think college football playoffs a TV show, then you're mistaken, and that's why a team like Notre Dame will get in. They're going to shorten the Iditarod. Lewis Hamilton claimed BBC's Sports Personality of the Year. That happened on Sunday, so congratulations, Lewis. Watford is looking for a 10th manager in 5 years. They fired Vladimir Ivic following only 4 months in charge.
Yeah.
Is that soccer?
Yep.
Lionel Messi reached another individual scoring milestone, 643rd career goal. NHL going to start January 13th, so I'm stoked about that. Go Flames. And that's about all of the sports. So thanks for hanging out with us on Gaming Morning Show number 9999999 Rams. Kiki Low in the chat. Dr. Chick is here too. Superphonic, Digital Doc. Everyone who's hanging out with us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Thanks for being here. It is time for the beers of the day. The beers of the day. Hey, look, it's the beers of the day.
Toot, toot.
So we have all three from the weekend. Sean and I, aren't you proud of our reserved
caught up.
nature? No, but we had a chance. We could have moved ahead. But for the audience, we held strong and did not drink the beers of the day over the weekend.
So that we can open them here. So this is Saturdays. Ooh, this is a cool can. Anchorage Brewing Company. Not Your Kind of People. And it has this this fancy little artwork on the front. And no good description, which is good, so we can get through the rest of them. So that one looks yummy. That's a double IPA.
I like that's a very good radio thing. There's like, oh, there's no description. We got time. We got to move on. I'm proud of you there. Nice work.
So this is yesterday's. For the Voices Yet to Be Heard, Heirloom Corn Lager.
Is that the name of the brewing company? Is For the Voices Yet to Be Heard?
That's the name of the beer. I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is from Seattle. Yeah, from Seattle. Oh, this is another lowercase brewing.
Is it an uppercase writing?
Yes, all of it. Inspired by Ted Mack, one of America's first black brewery owners, 100% of the proceeds from this beer will go to Beer Culture's scholarship program, which promotes diversity within the craft beverage profession. I like that. We should order some more.
I love that. Yes, absolutely on board.
And we liked the first lowercase one, so I'm excited for that one.
We've only really had one. So this is from our beer advent calendar our buddy Ron gave us from Corvallis Brewing Supply in Corvallis, Oregon. And we've liked almost all of them. I think there's been one that we're like, yeah. Other than that, we've been in pretty good shape. So
so this is on to today's Shiner Holiday Cheer. Ooh. Happy holidays from the Little Brewery in Shiner, Texas. We hope you enjoy your Shiner Cheer, an old world Dunkelweizen brewed with Texas peaches and roasted pecans. The malty, almost missed it. The malty flavors of this dark wheat flavored ale are enhanced through the use of malted barley and wheat.
that's
Sounds
awesome.
yummy. Ooh, give one to someone you love.
That's what Ron did for us. Oh, thanks, buddy. Well, this is my camera. We got to know the right camera. All right, thanks for doing that. Beers of the day. We actually are sitting here thinking, like, after the 25th, can we still do a beer advent calendar? Like, what's stopping us from doing a beer advent calendar? Let's have another one because we like the beer of the day segment for sure. Kiki Low in chat. Culty Vibes is here. Big shout out to Culty Vibes. Check out the 45th Parallel podcast. That is available wherever podcasts are sold. Superphonic talking about his and hers live. Entered the Jukable once. I'll talk about the Jukable because I haven't done that quite a bit, and I would like to do that. Kiki, your Christmas extravaganza was awesome yesterday. I had so much fun watching it. Look, it's Mike O popped in as well. I got to meet some of your friends and then see Chris make that pretty awesome stadium. Was pretty fun. So good stuff. Good stuff. Dr. Chick hanging out with us as always. Been one of our favorite people in the chat. And Nintendo DS is our topic of the day. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with our final hour community games in about 20 minutes from now. We're going to have Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews as well. Let us know. Did you have a portable device? Let us know when it came to gaming. And if so, what was it like? Did you enjoy it? Did you miss it? Would you get another one if a good one came out? Mike O, Sean, Ryan on a Monday, December 1st, 21. That's the date. 21. 2020. Nailed it! morning, gamer. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020. That was better. I am Ryan. We got Sean. We got Look, It's Maiko. Thanks for hanging out with us. Wherever you may be, you can follow us on Twitter. Watch GMS. I am Hefty Goof. Sports.gaming up top left. Bottom, MNF Pod. That's our buddy Maiko hanging in the guest host chair, as he's been doing for several weeks. We certainly appreciate you being with us, Mike. Tell us about Monsters and Friends podcast, Season 3 in January.
Sure enough, Season 3, we dropped some new episodes. The Monster and Friends podcast is a podcast dedicated to the lesser-known cryptids, legends, and lore of the world. Everyone knows Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and all that kind of stuff. What we're aiming to do is kind of spread some light on some of the lesser-known folks. And the way we're doing it this season, this is the continuation of Season 2, is that we are taking a nationwide road trip around the United States of America, and we are spending each week trying to figure out and find some of the lesser known cryptids, legends, and lore around the United States, and kind of talking a little bit about them. So there's a lot of really interesting things out there that we as a society don't talk about a whole lot. And I mean, you may not believe them, and that's fine, but they're really interesting. So that's kind of been the best part of this whole thing, is just kind of seeing the stories and hearing all of that kind of stuff. So whether it sounds ridiculous or not, it's fun.
I love stuff like this because even if you don't buy into it, the stories are still fun. Fascinating.
Absolutely.
Are there any? Do you have any local stories or cryptids in your neck of the woods?
There are. I don't know if I want to get into it because that's coming up soon. But there is a couple here in Indiana.
Nice.
And there's some really weird ones. There's one that's basically a giant turtle, and but they define it as a monster because it's supposedly huge and giant and crazy.
I don't know. I had a pretty mean turtle once, so I'm buying it.
I mean, it's totally they are not nice. Everyone overlooks them. It's kind of like Australia.
Maybe Sean buried his turtle and it came back to life as this turtle you speak of.
Maybe. Now I need
Mike's
to
like, doubt
it. But it's actually interesting, though. I think about 3 years ago, I discovered that here, like super locally, there was a creature called the White River Monster. And the White River is a river that runs through Indianapolis. And randomly, they're like, oh, look, it's the White River Monster. And it was like a whole big promotion thing through Hamilton County. And it was just really interesting to see the story. I mean, obviously, as you're reading it, you're like, I'm not sure if I believe this, but hey, we'll go with it. But it was just really cool to see there was like firsthand accounts going back to the 1800s. So
Wow.
it's like, all right, that's pretty neat. So that's my favorite part is reading a lot of this stuff, and just when you read like old timey newspaper articles, I think that's hilarious because you're like, that's obviously a fish. Like, there was a giant sea monster in my pond, and you're like, yeah.
Then I caught him and he tasted like halibut.
Yeah.
You're like, that's just a halibut.
That's what that is. But it's so interesting to see. I mean, cryptozoology for me is a hobby just because it's weird. You know, think of the duckbill platypus. Like, at one point, that was probably considered a cryptid because nobody believed it was real. And when it was first caught, everyone thought that it was just a bunch of dudes who like glued a bunch of parts together. So
I'm still not convinced it's not.
What you don't know about the turtle, though, is whoever captures the turtle will force it to fight a dragon with its tail on fire. So, dinosaur? Anyone? No? I clearly still don't know my Pokemon very well. Just Gaming Morning Show, 8:13 West Coast, 11:13 on the East in the U.S. It is 4:13 in the afternoon in the UK. Thanks for being with us. Our topic of the day is about the Nintendo DS. It was trending on Twitter. People talking about memories of riding the bus and playing DS with their friends. People talking about staying up late night. We've had some of those in our chat this morning as well. Thanks for being with us, wherever you may be. For the days of the day, we've gone through these, and I have to share them one more because this is by far a Gaming Morning Show record. Most days of the day. It is Crossword Puzzle Day, Humbug Day, National Flashlight Day, National French Fried Shrimp Day, National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day, National Maine Day, Phileas Fogg Win a Wager Day, Winter Solstice, Yule, Anne and Samantha Day, Look on the Bright Side Day, Don't Make Your Bed Day, and it is Short Story Day as well. I didn't touch on National Maine Day, by the way. That's one of my favorite vacations I've ever taken. It was like in 06, 08, somewhere around there, and I looked at my wife, and I was like, you ever been to Maine? She said, no. I said, let's go to Maine, and it was awesome. We had such a good time in Maine. Yes.
Addressing these days of the day thing, I just realized, so today's National Bah Humbug Day, correct?
It's Humbug Day.
It's Humbug Day, but it's also Look on the Bright Side Day.
Which means that it's
I
also
find it
National
interesting.
Neutral Day, because they just cancel each other out.
That's just
Did I answer your concern?
kind of, yeah.
Oh,
But
my God.
it's still funny. I find it amusing.
No, that was good. Well, and that's the best part about National Days of the Day is there's always a National Day of the Day for anyone who wants a day of the day. Wallstormer is here. Good morning.
Since you're a lover of the Dan Patrick Show, they have addressed this Day of the Day thing, and they actually have National Flannel Day.
Yes.
And for a light $5,000, you too can have any day you want.
Oh, they actually were able to
Ryan
do
Goff Day if you pay $5,000.
every day is Ryan Goff Day, Mike.
But the the Dan Patrick Show, they spent the money and they got National Flannel Day put in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nintendo Nerds has joined us. DS was great. 3DS was legendary. And Winter Solstice is a great one. Looking forward to longer days. Do you have what is it like where if there's not enough sunlight, it's harder to be happy? What is that like a depression thing or is that
Seasonal
seasonal? Thank you.
affective disorder.
Yeah.
Do
I
either of
don't
you have an issue with that?
No, I don't usually have an issue with that. My wife does, and so we have a couple happy lamps, and they work very well.
I used to when I was younger, but not so much anymore. I think now that I'm a little bit older and kind of priorities have shifted, I require less time to be out in the world. So
Yes,
it kind of worked.
seasonal affective disorder. I've heard SAD as I mean it's an acronym, right? But that was also social anxiety disorder, right?
Yeah.
When you have a tough time in social situations. Wallstormer is the host of IntelliGame US on Twitch, a very fun and informative stream. I had fun, so I think this is something that I'm going to do until my sporting requirement on Saturday picks up, because usually Saturdays I'm running 1,000 events at once in IRL. But until then, I'm going to continue to kind of do like a stream share Saturday, because that was super fun over the course of the weekend, and I had a chance to hang out and do that. So, oh, so sad. You actually have that pretty bad, Nintendo, and I'm thankful that it doesn't affect me, but I completely understand how it could affect people, right? Like it's just you have like what 8 hours of daylight, it feels like. So
Yeah.
Digital Doc happened to find IntelliGame just on a whim. That's awesome. Culty vibes. SeaWorld or See the World? Anyone? SeaWorld? See the World? Anyone? Hey, you missed my Beatles joke that Superphonic thought was the greatest joke of all time. Because it made Superphonic feel like I was dad worthy. So I saw her face, and now I'm a believer. Stick around. We got community games coming up. I gotta change this. It says Google Feud. That's not gonna be true today. We're gonna play Don't Let the Monster Eat the Person Hanging from the Balloons.
Is that like the actual name of the game?
Nope. It's still called Hangman,
That would be
but they
much
changed
better.
it from making sure someone doesn't get hanged, which I appreciate, to don't let the person lose all of the balloons and get eaten by the monster. Yeah, we've talked about the Game Boy, we've talked about the Game Gear. Mike and I used to spend a ton of time playing World Series Baseball, which I think you and I agreed that we're pretty sure that that's what it shipped with, right?
Yeah. I think that's what it came with. It was like in a bundle or something, probably. I don't even. Did they have bundles at that point?
Oh,
Probably not.
absolutely. Yeah, it probably came with a case and a charger and a car charger and a solar panel that also charged it because the battery.
Or did they call it a bundle?
Actually, no. I think this Game Gear probably had triple or double A batteries too. That's why I think it was Super Phonic who said when the light changed and you were about to run out of batteries, like that was always the saddest.
Yeah.
Ooh, Calty had a Game Gear too. So Calty, in the chat, don't look. How big was the screen? This is my favorite one that I've learned since then. 3DS has the best Fire Emblem they ever made, so I'm never... What's a Fire Emblem, Nintendo? By the way, if you were a bad guy, Sean, I would have killed you.
I love What's a Fire Emblem.
What's a Fire Emblem? Is that common knowledge?
It's a game series. It's like a JRPG game series, like Final Fantasy type game. I've never played one, but I know that every Fire Emblem character has been brought to Super Smash Brothers.
Yes, of course.
This is so obvious. We all knew that.
Yeah, who didn't?
My experience with Fire Emblem is just not liking it because I couldn't care less, and they've released so many fighters for Smash Brothers from Fire Emblem.
Look at me right now, right here in the camera. This is what I love about the show, because there's so much collective knowledge that this community has that I know nothing about, and I am so curious about hearing about different experiences that people have had. Because growing up, I was mostly sports games and Mortal Kombat. Like, that's what I played. Now I pretty much play games just so I can hang out with other people, right? And so hearing about people's favorite games and things that I apparently should know about that I clearly don't, oh, I love it. It makes me so happy. Thank you. I said that during the break, the 7 and 8 o'clock break, too. I was like, I appreciate you all, for hanging out with us every day. And I truly, truly mean it, so.
I'm catching quite a bit of lag on my...
Well,
I don't know if
catch
there's
up.
too many people on devices.
Stop it. Stop it.
Just get the better internets.
Well, I have the good internet.
Well, even better. There's always even better internets.
I really want to get gig internet, but my wife thinks it's stupid.
Well, see, but at least you had the Game Boy Kiki, too. Yeah, so 2 to 3 inches. So you actually were spot on. Hofbrew said 2 inches. I thought this thing was like widescreen, and clearly I was wrong.
No.
It was 3.2 inches diagonally, right? So a 3.2 inch television, if you will. And that makes perfect sense when you sit there and think about it. But I really thought that the Game Gear, because it was so wide in its form factor, had a really wide screen. So clearly I was wrong. Same console. I don't have as many DS fond memories. Pokemon, yeah. I try Hofbrew. I really am trying. But if you need a Digimon expert, I can sing you their theme song. Digimon, digital monsters. See, all I remember is the Game Gear took 6 AA batteries and they ran out real quick. Mortal Kombat 2 was a necessity, though. Mortal Kombat 2 was so good. I remember getting that thing, and it was a 30-minute drive from where we bought it to getting home. And I read we talked about sharing memories of reading the manuals. I read the manual probably 15 times on my way home. I was so excited. Which also means it took an average of 2 minutes for me to read through a whole Mortal Kombat 2 manual. So there you go. Math. Coincidentally, the Game Gear also had a 3.2-minute battery life. True. See, in Kiki, like, those who owned an N64, I hear so many people say, like, the N64 was a game changer.
I love the N64.
I've heard people say, like, I turned on the N64, and I was like, we'll never see graphics like this ever again in our life. This is the pinnacle, right? Isn't that crazy to think about? But people were just so blown away by the 3D-ness.
I mean, GoldenEye is still like one of the greatest shooter games, ever.
Yeah, it does not hold up. If you have access to it and try to play it, it does not hold up. Those controls are terrible.
Yeah.
But it changed so much in the first-person shooter category.
I will say, too, Hofbrew shared with us in a text message that apparently someone had made a mod where GoldenEye was modded with Super Mario Brothers characters, and Sean knew about it, but you said it was just like someone's like singular mod, right? Like it didn't go out, correct? Yeah. Tracer's back!
Tracer.
Oh yeah, and that's super fun. I remember you bringing that up about having the memento and like loving having your box for your games. And I remember sending this to Nintendo because Nintendo, in fact, I think Nintendo said this on the stream, which Nintendo is streaming on Sundays and Tuesdays, but talked about this idea of when Mario Kart gets a new game or whatever the case may be, like there will be no more Rocket League. Like Rocket League will cease to exist on their channel. But I saw someone who was working at a Toys R Us. They were cleaning out the store because most of the Toys R Us, if not all of them, are gone now. And they found underneath like one of the shelving units, which if you've ever worked in retail, like those things don't have much of an underneath. They pretty much are set to survive like an explosion. Someone found an unwrapped N64 Mario Kart. So that was pretty cool.
That would go for a couple bucks.
We have a Chrissy Icky sighting. Welcome back, Chrissy. It must mean that the time of year is getting easier, hopefully, for you. So let's give a belated birthday to Chrissy Icky, too. Everyone in chat, give a happy birthday, Chrissy, like it was roughly a week ago. Happy birthday. So happy birthday, Chrissy, and I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are, just like everybody else who's joining us today on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. It is 8:26 West Coast time in the U.S. It is 11:26 on the East Coast and 4:26 in the UK on this Monday, December 21st. You can follow us on all of those platforms, including Austin Attack 12, who followed us on Twitch. I am Ryan. That is Look, It's Mike O in the bottom left. Top left is Sean, sports.gaming on Twitter. And let's play a community game. And we're going to try this for the first time. We've never done this before on Gaming Morning Show, so you are witnessing history, and hopefully it goes well, so we will continue to do this. So we've been playing Photo Complete, and everyone's liked that game. So if you don't like this one as much, or you're willing to give it a second shot, let me know in the chat. But I was watching my daughter play this because of school. They played this at recess, and it was so, it was such a good interface, I thought it could translate well and give us an extra game to play on the show. So it is time for the world premiere of Don't Let the Guy Hanging in the Air by the Balloons Fall into the Monster's Mouth on Gaming Morning Show, otherwise known as the game of Hangman. So, let's see. That one should be this. Stretched it out. That doesn't look too bad. I clearly have to get all the cameras working, or else that you guys look all... Okay, so I don't have their cameras, so you're just going to see me for the duration of this game. So this is the game of Hangman. I just don't like the name Hangman, so I was like... I like how they changed it so that you're not worrying about a person hanging. Instead, you have a person floating above the tree line. And then I got to get rid of this one. All right. That looks pretty good, right? Right? All right. So we're going to do two versions of this. Oh, that was really loud in my ears. I got to mute this site. Wow. So we're going to do the hard words. And I want to see how well this plays out if we let everyone guess letters. And we're just going to go in order. So you're going to spam the chat. I got the 1 minute countdown up on the screen. If it takes too long, then we're going to do Wheel of Fortune rules, where we give you Art, STLNE. But the bad news is in floating person in balloons who's about to be eaten by monster. With those, that can take pretty much all of the balloons if we're wrong. So we got an R. This is toys and games. If you can't see it, the category is toys and games. We got an A. First balloon is gone. And then we have to guess how many balloons that we can save. So meaning like that's our total. Like in the Photo Complete, we have a point total. This is how many balloons we save. An N.
Gotcha.
An O. This is not looking good, y'all. We got 2 balloons left. Oh, Tracer, yeah, I knew you said you had a meeting and stuff, but we wanted to make sure to give you a shout out because, especially now that we have the audience built up. Oh Lord is not a guess. I guess Oh Lord is a guess. Oh Lord is not a letter. All right. Oh. No. How about M? M. All right, boys. We might have to save this game. What is happening? Oh no. What is happening? E from Wallstormer. There we go. We're back on the board. Toys and games. Toys and games. Superphonic also guessed, oh god. this is not going well. I got an I. Okay, that's still there. Toys and games. Do you know?
No, but I'd like to see an S.
I do know.
Oh, you do know?
I think so.
All right. I think with one balloon left, is there a T in it?
No.
All right.
Try B.
Do you still feel confident?
Yes.
All right. It looks like Maiko's going to save us. Solve the puzzle, Maiko.
I'll take Rubik's Cube, please.
Oh, look at you. Give me the spelling of Rubik's, please.
K.
You sure? Because if not,
Yes.
the monster's eating.
I'm sure.
Okay, and then
Okay.
is it an S apostrophe S, I'm assuming?
Yes.
We did it! We saved a balloon and we stomped them. Okay, guys, we have to get... I mean, let's go. I mean, this photo complete's looking like a cakewalk compared to this game now.
Man,
Nice
I'm
work.
with everyone else. I could have sworn it was an X.
It was. Yeah, it was an X.
Oh, it was an X, not a K.
It was?
Oh, no, it was a K. Yeah,
It was a K.
It was a K in the puzzle.
Official.
People. Okay, my first attempt at don't let the floating person with the balloons fall into the monster's mouth is really getting the community a little against each other here. Well, I guess we're all united. Maybe it was an X and not a K, but then I don't know. Mike solved the puzzle, so
It's Rubik's Cube with a K apostrophe S.
look,
Yeah,
everybody,
it's weird.
we learned something today, and that's
Is this one of those? Mandela effect.
Yeah.
See, I think it's an X.
all right.
Thanks for
This one's eat and drink.
Changing everything.
So we got 40 seconds for the community getting a head start with letters. This one is eat and drink. I also did pick hard.
Fried shrimp.
National French Fried Shrimp Day. Which, by the way, we still don't have an answer to that, too. So if you know that French fried shrimp is like a version of fried shrimp in a specific region, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, we got
It's a
an
very
A.
specific region in France.
Ooh, big 3-letter hit from Chrissy with the A.
Bingo.
Ding, ding, ding. We need to get sound effects, Sean. That's where we got to get your mod thing working for sure.
Yeah.
Although-
The problem is I see the letters pop up in a delay. So.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll work
yeah,
on that part.
Twitch.
We could probably make this
So-
be a Discord thing. So,
Oh yeah, that would work.
all right, Sean, Mike, you are free to start guessing letters if you would like. You also can solve the puzzle if you want
Give
to
me
in
about
chat.
7 seconds.
I see an O. Oh, we lost our first balloon on O. I think that last one might be like a Parmesan or something. Can I guess M? I'm going to guess M. Yeah, so I think we're in Parmesan. Second, we're in Parmesan. So we're in agreement there from Superphonic.
Eggplant Parmesan.
Although, how do you spell Parmesan? Because wouldn't there be another A there?
I think there's an
Yeah, I think it's an I.
Oh, it's an E, apparently.
Ooh, Parmesan.
Elephant Parmesan.
elephant.
It's eggplant. It's eggplant. I already told you.
No, it's Elephant Parmesan. Eggplant Parmesan for the win. Culty was right there with you. Christy was there. Superphonic saw it. We have saved 4 balloons on that puzzle. We're up to 5.
Am I gonna make eggplant Parmesan for dinner? That sounds delicious.
I like when you cook eggplant Parmesan. So, all right,
Yeah,
Digital
we
Doc.
can do
Don't
Who's
let the
coming for
monster.
dinner tonight?
Shout out one more time, Digital Doc. He's got to run. Don't let the monsters eat you. That'll be how we sign off now.
Don't let the monsters eat you.
This puzzle is famous people, by the way. Famous people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 letters. It's definitely Katharine Hepburn. The loons, Norman. The loons.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Got an A
Totally
coming in from
fits.
Chrissy.
Steel cat.
What's aubergine? Aubergine? Superphonic. What is that?
What's what?
Oh, that's another name for eggplant. If you're fancy, you have to.
What? Man, the things I don't know. All right, we only got 9 seconds, community. I got an E, going all vowels from Chrissy.
You can't go wrong with E's or vowels.
Oh, and that's the common name for eggplant for the Brits.
Yeah, we're too dumb here to pronounce that, so we call it
Yeah,
eggplant.
no.
Well, and I'm perfect example of being too dumb to pronounce words. So there you go. It was a fad back in the day for English people to call stuff by the French name.
Oh,
All right, we got an I from Chrissy's going heavy on the vowels. Well, we're gonna let the monster eat the person hanging. Sean, Mike, open guessing.
Famous.
it's one name.
Prince.
Yep. Yes, it's the French version.
Give me an S.
Yeah, you try an S.
All right, S. That was a balloon pop you'll see here in 7 seconds. We got an R coming in from Chrissy. Oh, we're down to one balloon. One balloon. Maybe medium is the way to go for don't let the person hanging from the balloons fall into the monster's mouth. All right, last call.
T.
T.
Let him rip.
Goodbye. Napoleon was the answer. Napoleon was the
that was
answer.
my next guess.
Yes, that was my next guess too. And that is how we
My guy
play.
was going RST Napoleon. That's his
Yeah,
normal-
That was all the
that's
way
his
in there.
normal pattern.
Normally,
Whenever
I think that's what
play
they.
Wheel of Fortune.
I think that's what they give you. I remember Pat Sajak being like, "We'll give you the normal letters: RTSL Napoleon." So,
Yep. Exactly.
Charo with 3 exclamation points. Nintendo nerds, the striped ones have a sweeter taste. I am not an eggplant connoisseur, but that's one of your main Italian dishes, Sean.
I love eggplant
Yeah.
parmesan. Yeah. I've gotten it down pretty good too. I like my recipe.
All right, let me know in chat. Do we like thumbs up on don't let the person hanging over the monster's head and the balloons with the balloons on the back fall into the monster's mouth? It's going to become the longest title of all time.
It has to be different every time though. It can
No
never be-
problem. That's not a problem for me, my friend. Otherwise, we can always go with our normal game, Photo Complete, which has been a lot of fun. We are asking you about portable game systems today, so we definitely are interested in letting us know your memories. A lot of you have already, so certainly appreciate that. Lots of people are ranking Star Wars movies on Twitter. We are not going to do that. We don't have enough time left in the show to get down
it's a
that
3-hour
road.
show.
You're right. That's
Maybe that's our first Patreon exclusive. We do in January.
all right. I got fun from Chrissy. Wallstormer saying it's a good game. I want to shout out. I got to build a whole bunch of these. So twitch.tv/IntelliGameUS. That is Wallstormer's channel. Twitch.tv/Superphonic is Superphonic's channel. Superphonic's got a mean Family Guy impersonation for sure. Oh, and a Superphonic. I do owe Superphonic this because I caught Superphonic's stream for the first time over the weekend. I told him I could do a Shaggy and a Scooby. So here's what I have for you, my friend. Ready? Like zoinks, G-Scoob. That's all I got. I can't do more dialogue. I can do those lines. That's my best impression. Other than when I stumbled across Beetlejuice randomly doing this show. So
Trying to do something else.
I don't remember. What was it? Was I trying to do a Batman?
You got
I think you were
Beetlejuice,
doing Batman and it came out Beetlejuice, which was great.
Oh, super fun. It gave me the lighter emoji. Chris M.E., their friend, and my friend, hopefully soon, because he seems like a pretty cool dude. They seem like a good dude, because I'm not entirely sure. Chris gave me Superphonic a subscription to his channel, so now I can use that lighter emote. Do you see that in chat?
Yeah,
I love
Yeah,
that emote. That's so good.
it's a good one for sure.
All right, let's roll with this. I'm going to close the loop on 2 stories, and then coming up we'll have our Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. There's a report out there that Apple was building an electric car, and that doesn't surprise me in the least, but what is surprising with this news from Mac Rumors is apparently the car is 2 years ahead of schedule and likely could be released in the third quarter of 2021. This is according to Taiwan's Economic Daily News, which cites executives at Taiwanese manufacturers. This is unnamed executives. So this is definitely one of those very speculative articles, right? But there's apparently a chance you might see Apple Car released between 2023 and 2025. No, it might be as early as sometime in the third quarter next year. Do either of you have an electric car or interested in driving an electric car?
I have an electric car.
Thoughts?
I have a Leaf, and I love it. And we've talked about having it and having such a good experience with our Leaf. We're pretty committed to, when we don't have the Leaf anymore, getting another electric car because we've enjoyed it so much.
I definitely would have interest in getting an electric car in the future. I think, as someone who's very environmentally weary, I think that would be a very good option for us with our family. However, I don't have $1 bajillion, or I know some of the other ones. I really want a Tesla because I'm one of those people. But I mean, eventually, I feel like the Tesla will probably be more affordable. But I do have questions about this Apple Car, though, because, I mean, is it going to come with tires? Do you need to buy those separately? Is it coming in rose gold?
Is it going to come with the charging brick to plug it in, or are you going to have to buy that separate?
You know, there's a lot to think about here.
Well, I got to think of Hofbrew, and as the primary Android user I know, will it support Android? If you get in with an Android phone, can you even use the car? The tires are a $3.99 monthly subscription through the App Store. Battery sold separately.
Is it also going to charge via lightning cable?
Yeah, if it's broken, do I have to go to the Genius Bar, or can I go to like a regular mechanic?
You get it serviced at the Apple Store. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. Superphonic. Okay, Google. Car shuts down. Oh my gosh. But for some reason, it didn't surprise me at all. Like, the news is that, hey, this Apple Car is going to be ahead of schedule. Like, I don't know. For some reason, Apple always seems to exceed my expectations, but that could be because I'm just a fanboy. I don't know. I mean, I'm a loyalist. I'm not a fanboy of Apple, but I definitely like have had an iPhone forever, and I like the use of a MacBook and all those things. I love AirDrop. If Windows could figure out AirDrop
is amazing. I've only recently started using it, and it is really smart.
And then the other thing I wanted to share with you, this is from Nigel Roberts over at BET. Tiffany Haddish, who has had pretty good last couple years for sure, and is great, by the way, as the voice of the seemingly the villain in Lego Movie 2. Is doing something cool with foster care, and I wanted to bring this up too because, you know, Maiko has a history of helping kids in foster care, has adopted children, all this stuff. She is helping out with this thing called Ready to Succeed, launching an internship program with a company that she runs called She Ready Productions. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. And the selected youth in the internship will get a paycheck, but mentorship opportunities and a chance to get a head start in the competitive industry, which, you know, as a radio person, especially someone who does play-by-play is a very tough industry to get into without mentorship. And so I'm a huge believer in professional mentorship, especially. So to see this as something that she's offering through a production company that she owns, that's a really big leg up for anybody who has a chance. And then specifically helping with foster care because she, I think, was in the foster care system. So
yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
I remember I read some of the stuff you posted this morning, and yeah, she was in the system, so she understands what it's like. So it's awesome to see her giving back, because I mean, as somebody who is very heavily involved, you know, we have 4 adopted kids, and there's a lot of really awesome things out there available to them, but it's very difficult to get everything. So
yeah. Well, and kudos again, and I'll tell you this for however long you're on the show and however long I know you. You know, adopting a child is such a cool cool deal because it provides a great opportunity that might not have otherwise been there. So thank you for doing that. Wallstormer said, "Don't be surprised when they change the charging cable in 2 years." so I'm gonna get my new model of Apple car. Oh wait, I have to get what now?
every 2 years you gotta get a new one.
Stick around. We got our morning gaming, morning show. What's the word? What's a morning gaming renews? Morning gaming morning gaming. I'm doing all right.
Ryan drank all those beers of the day.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I will admit that I was pretty excited. My friend Claire, who runs Claire_WitchBaby on Twitch, very good Sim streamer, and is approaching like 5,300 followers or something. She's having a pretty solid year. So shout out to her. But she has a Twitch command that people can use that actually show her forgetting the day of the week in the chat. So every time that I sign on and go, "It's a wonderful Thursday," that's something I could use for sure. There's so many flames.
Did you say 5,300 followers?
Something like that, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I think I have like 89.
Nah, it happens.
Like, yeah, I'm doing great.
It just takes time, and it takes, honestly, you know how this works, right? You have lots of followers but no fans. You have great community, and that's what I am loving about everyone who's been so kind to us on the show so far, is being so nice to get into the show and hang out with us and contribute and build a sense of community, and that's the thing that Claire has. I mean, it's not just the follower count, it's more those people that are hanging out with her. So Apple car battery mysteriously starts sucking right around the time the next Apple car comes out. That'd be so great. There's so many explosions. Be ready to let us know if there's someone we should host this morning. Thanks for everyone watching wherever you may be. We really appreciate it on Gaming Morning Show. We will be back tomorrow. We do 3 hours every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we will be on the air every day except for the 25th, including New Year's Day, it sounds like. We're going to try to do a stream unless something unexpected comes up. You can find us on Twitter at WatchGMS, and of course we'll update our channel. But if you have someone we should host this morning, please let us know. We would love to have the GMS community stop by and say hello. And last shout out too, because we need to make sure that this thing gets hyped up as much as we can. A great person on Twitch, Copia, is having the Santa's Merry Marble Mania, the 22nd, that's tomorrow, 7 p.m. GMT, which I believe is roughly around 11 o'clock Pacific, and going to have a prize after every race of marbles on the stream. So be sure to check that out tomorrow, 7 p.m. GMT, and I will be there. I even had to cancel a doctor's appointment to make sure I could be there. I couldn't believe when I looked at my calendar that I had an appointment that exact same time. I'm like, nope. Getting rid of that. Which, my Twitter's Hefty Goof. I did tweet this out in regards to Kiki's last day of the Christmas extravaganza yesterday. It's one of my favorite, radio, TV commercial, standards, which is if you're doing monster trucks, you always have to do that. This Saturday at the fairgrounds. It's monster truck madness. You have to be dead or in jail to miss this, and if you're in jail, break out. I love those commercials so much. And so that's what I had to follow through and cancel my doctor's appointment.
So good.
Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. So I will be there tomorrow. And Chris M.E. has shown up. Chris, I appreciate you so much for gifting me the subscription to Superphonic so I can use the Superphonic lighter. Up in the window. He shot me. He's in the window.
Anymore.
He's near the wall. Did you get him? Thank you.
Is there stuff running down his MK?
Oh, no, my friend. I meant like voice impressions, like, characters. I can totally give you radio stuff all day. You tell me what you want me to mimic, and I will probably know it and be able to do it. So, my favorite, if you've never heard me do the music one, is 106.7 Hot FM, and then I can give you like the rock announcer voice. I can give you the classic rock voice. Those are always like really deep and calm and laid back. Smooth jazz voice is really fun too. Look at that lighter emote. I'm just gonna sit here and get shot because I'm just gonna look at this lighter emote. It's so pretty. Is that Kiki Christmas Extravaganza Gingerbread Champion Chris M.E. in the chat? Are the pictures anywhere? Are they in your Discord, Kiki, or are they on Twitter? Or did you post the pictures of the winners of your construction bonanza yesterday? I mean, I think I said it, Mike. You were there. I said it. Where it's like not only is it
for the judging.
Not only is it a Christmas extravaganza, but it's an architecture masterclass.
It was. It was amazing. It was wonderful. The stadium was beautiful. Kiki's swinging door into the kitchen was amazing.
Swinging door. Sometimes the best discoveries are those that we find accidentally. Like when I accidentally plugged in my space heater and blew the fuse. I'm very cold right now. I just would like to point that out. So,
I got a chill during that game. Our 8-track kicked on, and it like sent a chill down my spine.
The 8-track?
HVAC?
I heard 8-track as well. It's fine. I thought maybe it was an Oregon thing. I don't know.
So how do you keep your house cool? Oh, with my 8-track, of course.
My 8-track, of course.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone who's hung out in chat this morning. If you do want to talk about your favorite portable gaming moment, we certainly would appreciate it. Otherwise, we are going to wrap it up for today. Start blasting names in the chat. If you do have someone we should host, we would love to send our viewers that way on Twitch. Those watching on Facebook Gaming and YouTube, thanks for being with us as well. If you missed our interview with USA Today's Mike Snyder, we talked about used video game market, also an app that people can start making money by hosting gaming tournaments. Mike on his way, much like I did for Copia, canceling my doctor's appointment. Mike's on this way with a swollen eye to the doctor and be like, I'm not going to cancel the interview. So we're doing vertical video phone connection. I think he even said he couldn't hear a word we were saying. That's some high quality show right there, baby. But let us know if there's someone we should host. Otherwise, I'll find us someone. It is time to get informed. We do this every morning, 6:25 a.m. Pacific time, and it is the first thing to hit our YouTube channel, which we always appreciate YouTube subscribers because then we get our custom URL. I already did that one. Sorry. Double blast in the chat. Let's go back to the newsroom and get informed. Here is hashtag video game expert Sean.
Well, good thing you left us enough time because it's going to take a while.
So many.
Today is still Monday, December 21st, 2020, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Gaming Renews. We talked a little bit about this morning about a startup that made an Xbox dongle that will keep watch against cyberbullying. This from Owen S. Good of Polygon. Ron Curbs and his company Kitas, a small group of 10 people, have created a monitoring device that listens to online multiplayer chat and tries to offer a helpful heads up to the parents worried about their kids' online behavior, especially if they're worried about cyberbullying. The slightly creepy part of this is if it picks up anything worrisome, it goes to an actual human to review it, and the human analyst looks over the incident and determines whether or not the parents should be notified or not. So if you're worried about your kids and cyberbullying and have no problem with a stranger reviewing the interaction, pick up that Xbox dongle.
See, it's only creepy when you say it that way.
Also, dongle is a good word.
Yeah,
so.
dongle is a fun word. Yeah. Dongle's this side of doily for me. I love saying the word doily. Oh my gosh, doily's a fun word.
And then our name of the morning was Smart Moves out on Switch.
That was unceremonious. Oh, and by the way,
As the father of a 16-year-old, though, who I have heard many times go into party chat with people and be like, "Yo, where you live? I'm gonna come at you." I would actually probably buy that. So yeah, he's challenged people to fights many times. So I would love for someone else to hear it.
everyone who's trying to fight the cheaters in Call of Duty have been asking for actual human review of everything. So maybe this is what we need to have.
We need more dogs.
Ooh, there you go. So anytime you see a cheater, you just have to like cyberbully somebody so it gets picked up. And then they can review
Gaming
it.
Morning Show does not condone cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is wrong, and we appreciate it if you will not do it. All right. I know exactly where we're going to send everybody because been a day one viewer of the show. I don't know how many viewers he has regularly in the chat. So I want everyone to go over and hang out with our friend Culty Vibes, playing some Call of Duty this morning. I believe Culty is on probably some sort of, final 2 weeks of the year break. So we have a chance to send you over there and say hi from Gaming Morning Show because Culty is always in our chat. He's a good friend of Sean's and certainly would like you to say hi and give him a chance to have at least 10 so people in his game this morning playing Call of Duty. I think playing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So for Mike O, again, MNF Pod on Twitter. For Sean, sports.gaming on Twitter. And me, Hefty Goof. Thanks to everyone who's hanging out with us. We will see you again tomorrow morning for more Gaming Morning Show. Have a great rest of your Monday. Say hi to Culty for us.